Now we know this guy cares more about romantic relationships than his friendships. Because I've asked him to go to Burning Man. He's like, nah, pass. But if it's a romantic one, maybe it's a yes. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
I mean, I'm gonna be able to satisfy my needs out there like that.
The orgy tent will.
Outside of our hotel, like I don't even know how they know where we're staying at.
Yeah.
They'll stay out there.
Holy shit. They'd be outside the airport, like knowing what our flight was.
Those are like
landing.
stalker
That's
fans.
wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
We love love.
I really do love. I know.
Oh, I know you love love.
I know people give me shit for being a simp, but I will love till the day I die. And like I feel like
then you're in the right community because we love love.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the I'm Thinking podcast. Question of the day: what is your favorite festival this time of year?
What time of year is it? February? Oh my God, it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, maybe like the first 3 months of the year. What's your favorite? Mine's Beyond Wonderland.
Oh wait,
hands
is
down.
this including March? Wait, is this including March?
It's including March.
Okeechobee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okeechobee, hands down. Okeechobee, and Okeechobee.
That's tough for me. I mean, right now it's probably Beyond, but I'm going to be going to my first Rolling Loud this year, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited.
Nice.
Okay. How about you guys?
I'm not going to ruin your dreams.
I'm gonna go with Okeechobee. I've never been, but
Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things.
We're from
Haven't been
Florida,
either.
so we have to say.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, you've never
So
been?
good.
Your favorite one?
4 days of camping, all kinds of music, dude.
Yeah.
I'm plugging them right now. Okeechobee's great,
Yeah,
and it's just the vibe is different. I feel like there's a lot of space.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, an accident happened last year, and that's why it's not happening this year.
Oh, true.
And which is totally understandable. The fact that an accident happened isn't understandable,
Yeah.
but the fact that they're choosing not to have it this year, totally understandable. They gotta fix their mistake.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the vibe, the energy, the people, like it's any kind of festival in the forest or in like the middle of nowhere, I feel like always hits different.
It's just like in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let us know what your favorite festival this time of year is. Please comment and share.
Yeah.
I have an honorable mention though for
What?
Skyline.
Okay.
I actually really like Skyline.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Skyline's a good festival.
Where's that at?
That is here in LA actually.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's all house and techno.
Oh, nice.
And I'm not like the biggest house or techno fan, but honestly, like
It's a vibe.
Yeah, I went to my first one 2 years ago. Wow, almost 2 years ago now.
To be fair, Skyline showed up only like 2-3 years ago.
No, I know, but like it's crazy to think it's
I
been that long.
remember when it happened. Yeah.
Whoa,
That's weird.
But I remember 2 years ago, I went and we just went because we were like, we're just gonna shoot some videos and get some work done. And I honestly had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was
nice.
that year was the year I was actually working.
Yeah, you were working.
I was actually working the event that year.
I remember.
And that was a really cool like perspective to be able to see from like, like it's not behind stage, but it's not like
in the crowd and
in the crowd either. Like, that in between area where like only media can go.
Yeah.
That was a really cool experience. Like if anybody ever gets a chance to work media, definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool experience. Obviously you got to have the skill to back it up, but it's a cool experience to be able to like be in front of the speaker, wear earplugs, be in front of the speaker and like see it from that view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked hospitality once actually for Ultra
Yeah.
a long time ago. Shout out to my cousin. He got me the job. But yeah, no, it's cool to have like that perspective though,
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
Well, I know you mentioned Valentine's Day. Do you guys have someone special in your life? Is there someone special?
Wait, who are we?
I am so sorry. Oh my God.
Who are we?
Well,
Who are you?
who am I? By the way, I'm Mickey. We're going to have a lot of good times ahead. So bad.
Was that your intro?
That was my intro. Sorry, I was unprepared.
That was good. That was good.
That was good.
That was good. That was
Okay.
Well, I'm also your host, Nand.
And I'm also host, Devin. But for Good Times Ahead, if you guys didn't know, because I know there might be some people out there that don't know about the name change, but Good Times Ahead here used to be GTA.
Yep.
Back in the day. Had some really huge hits. Band Boy
Yeah,
Boy.
I knew you guys as
yeah.
GTA back in the day.
No,
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
when this conversation came up, I was like, "Oh yeah, Good Times Ahead reached out to us," and Mickey's like, "Huh?" GTA reached out to us. Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. I'm Matt, by the way.
And I'm Julio.
Oh, yes. Thank you for telling us
Yes.
your real names because
Hell
that's
yeah.
what we'll be referring to you for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. No,
Nice.
just say good times ahead.
Every time. Good Times Ahead 1 and Good Times Ahead 2.
Nah, make it easy for you. You're good times and you're ahead.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Where were we? Oh, anyways, speaking of Valentine's Day, is there anyone special in your life?
There is. So
Uh-oh.
I have Paloma as my fiance.
Oh.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I have a girlfriend also. Shout out Lindsay.
Aww.
Yeah.
So
Do
cute.
you guys have any plans for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I was planning to maybe go somewhere. We live in Denver, but I was planning to maybe go to like Mexico City or something.
Oh,
Just
nice.
do something cool and different.
I
Nice.
feel that.
Oh yeah.
You said
Travel
Mexico?
time?
Yeah, Mexico City.
Oh,
Change
Mexico
of-
City.
Change
Got
of
it.
Yeah.
scenery.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I think I'm gonna go to Paris maybe.
Whoa!
Wow.
You got two different
He dropped
types.
the bomb
Oh,
like
you
that.
guys are going
You have
international.
Mexico and you have Paris.
Yeah,
Damn.
just renewed my passport, you know, and
Nice.
Nice.
You're going international.
going international.
Damn.
You know, I got some miles saved up, so
Paris on Valentine's Day. That's
Dude, that's
usually
that's
for an
the
City of
occasion,
love.
man.
you know.
Are you about to propose or what's going on, dude? I'm just kidding.
You know, no, probably not, but you know, we've been together for 6 years now. And
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
It
That's
just thought it'd be
awesome.
something, you know, make
Yeah.
it super special.
No, for sure.
For sure.
Have you been to Paris before?
Yeah, I never really like spent too much time out there.
Yeah,
Maybe
we've
like
always been in and out. Like
Yeah.
some shows there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was about to say that's a common response we've been getting from like a lot of artists that have had the opportunity to be able to like travel so much.
Yeah.
It's very like in and out, not
yeah.
really
Yeah.
like time to actually spend there.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, I got to see a couple of hedges and now
Yeah,
I'm back
'cause-
in the airport.
Yeah.
A lot of times they would just like plan like a day or two where they're doing nothing so
Yeah.
they could actually like roam around the city.
It's
Yeah.
not the real Paris experience unless you've gotten pickpocketed in like the middle of, you know, like the sub, or what is it? They have the sub. Is it? They have the subways over there.
You could just say
I think
public
it's the subway.
transportation.
Public transportation. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's not a real Paris experience unless you've tried to steal water in a bar and get thrown against.
That
the
was
chair.
actually in Berlin, so
It's not a real Berlin experience.
I was in Berlin. No, but I did go to Paris before, and it's a beautiful city.
Hell
yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. And then Mexico, gonna party it up.
Yeah, well, kind of. So we've been to Mexico City a couple times, but my fiance hadn't been, and
Yeah.
she's in interior design and like architecture and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And there's a lot of really incredible architecture and just, I mean, Mexico City is beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you reminded me of a TikTok I saw the other day about artisans and like just like beauty and architecture in itself. Like
Yeah.
once upon a time, Egypt, long time ago,
Yeah.
they would have whole cities of artisans.
Yeah.
That's why, the way buildings looked, architecture was beautifully done and all that. And now we have like bowls and lamps, things were like really, really pretty and like
Yeah.
well done
Yeah.
because they had a whole field, like village of people where that was their sole job.
Yeah.
Now we don't have that. So everything's like mass
Yeah.
produced.
Yeah.
Things aren't as artful as what like back then.
Most
so it's
stuff
like,
now is just like, well, one kind of cheaper made.
practical. Things are practical
Yeah,
now.
just like boxy and stuff. There's not a lot of detail and things,
Yeah.
like, which also costs a lot of money, obviously, and shit. But
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, since you guys are in like very steady, healthy relationships, have you ever had a fan, like ask you out, or like the craziest fan encounter that you've had? Like, have they like asked you out, or like,
Ask for pictures of your feet.
Something.
yeah, I mean, especially over the years, we've been doing this for so long. There's definitely people that, get a little much and like just get a bit into, whatever, especially when they're drinking and partying and all this kind of stuff. Like people start losing themselves or whatever, and they just get like hyped up or whatever.
I just saw that video with John
John
Summit
Summit.
where the girl tries to like take the
Steal the
bottle from him,
tequila.
and he's like,
No.
"What you doing?"
Yeah, no, plenty of those and stuff like that. Yeah, just people just, cross the line sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens, but for the most part, a lot of our fans and all of our experiences have been like super respectful, and people are just like super
good.
happy to be out and partying and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, how did you guys meet your significant others? Like how did those come to be?
Yeah. So we've been together for almost 14 years now, and I've known her within my group of friends since high school.
Wow.
And we were like
sweethearts.
kind of just like friends for like 2 or 3 years, kind of on and off. And then, yeah, just I met through like a friend of a friend kind of thing. And then we would go out in Miami, which is where we're from.
Right.
And we just start going out and going to different clubs and stuff. And then right around that time is like started trying to like DJ locally around. And so she would come out, and she loves music of all kinds and dancing and partying and all that kind of stuff. So we always just kind of hung out and have always been like good friends first, and then it just kind of
That's good.
worked
That's,
into what
that's
it is.
important.
Damn.
Yeah.
So has she like seen you from like when you started till now?
Oh yeah,
Damn.
yeah. She's
I
been
love
with me
that.
through the whole
Awesome.
thing.
She's on the whole journey.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like that's always like the ideal way too. It's just like having that person who was there for the whole journey.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you didn't even know it.
That seems
Hell,
to
they
be a
didn't even know it.
recurring theme lately. Is just like, because I even just did a video recently where it was like it was using like an Ariana Grande Mac Miller sound when they're like laughing together.
Yeah.
And then the caption is like, you know, when you meet like the coolest, like, you know, prettiest girl at the rave or whatever, and but you're not where you want to be in life. And it's just like me laughing and then me kind of like sitting there like thinking like deep in thought as I'm next to her, you know.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of comments that were just like, hey man, like sometimes it's about finding that one that is willing to go on the journey with you. You know, you don't always have to be like already where you're at in life to meet that person, you know. Sometimes it's the ones that stick through it with you. So
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's definitely difficult. It's rough, but I mean, all relationships take work.
yeah.
Like if it's easy, it's like, it's not real pretty much, honestly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I commend her for one, just sticking with me with everything. I mean, touring for like super heavy for like 10 years straight has been super difficult. I mean, long distance relationships are difficult as hell. And then on top of what I do and touring and like the life I live around,
It's a
you
lot.
know, it's a lot to deal with, you know, like if I always think if it feels like opposite thing, like I would also get, you know, like think whatever it is about what she's doing or whatever, that kind of stuff. But I don't know, like I've always, like I said, we're super good friends first, more than anything. Like I love her, I respect her. She's why I'm here doing what I'm doing in my career and stuff too. Like she's pushed me so much.
Thanks.
It's hard to find.
Yeah. For sure.
I love that statement you just used where it's like, you know, we're super good friends first.
Yeah.
I've always found that to be like the most important thing in like every romantic relationship that I say to people, and even in the relationships I've had in the past or even the ones I'll have in the future. It's just like, we're friends first.
Yeah.
We have to be friends first. Because if
It's
it's
super
just
important.
if it's just romantic, it's just I don't know. It's just it's too much pressure creates this disconnect of like, you know, if this is just you're my friend, you know, then you can remember like, hey, you have feelings too. It's not just about me and how I'm feeling and all that. It's just
It's a different kind of respect too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different kind of respect.
How about you? How did you and your girlfriend meet?
So we met in Vegas when we had a residency at Hakkasan. So we met through a mutual friend. But yeah, kind of just hit it off, you know, since we would go there kind of like twice a month.
Yeah.
You know, we kept in touch. She'd come visit me like in LA and we just hit it off, honestly. Like she was mad cool and, you know, I met her mom pretty early on and she was mad nice. I was just like, man, that's it. That's all it took, you know? That's pretty much it. And then, you know, she's been really good to me over the years and, you know, it's pretty awesome just to have somebody in your corner, you know, especially when you're touring and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah.
I've always been curious though, like, does your management or label have like strict guidelines or rules when it comes to dating? Because I know in like, for example, like the K-pop industry, they can't like date at all. But does that happen with like DJs and like the EDM industry? Like, are there strict rules?
I mean, not that I'm aware of. I feel like it's probably more of like a pop star kind of thing because like you have such a bigger image, like and all this kind of stuff. So like, I kind of get it. But if anybody tried to tell me anything about my personal life, I would not work with them again.
Oh hell yeah, no.
Because fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like you don't get to decide who I can and can't see and talk to.
Absolutely not.
It's basically saying no, you can't be happy.
Yeah.
You can't live.
Yeah. Or
pretty
like
much.
you can live, but with certain conditions. And
Yeah,
like,
it's not
It's
cool.
like, here's an NDA for everyone you ever talk to.
right.
Yeah, it doesn't. Who has like you have to sign NDAs to be with them or like
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
certain people. I know like I've heard like Drake, I think, does that too,
Yeah.
and like a couple other people.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because
Damn.
honestly, they just like there's so much buzz around them already. Like,
I mean, also, I don't personally follow these people, but based off the little information I know, that is the lifestyle they choose to have, where it's like people frequently coming in and out. They're not like keeping people for long term.
Yeah.
So that being said, NDAs for sure. You never.
yeah. There's just so much risk.
protecting themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I even know with like, I mean, it wasn't even like they were together or anything. But have you guys heard of Bobby, the girl who has been like getting all those really big like artists on her podcast, and she kind of just came out of nowhere.
and she's like kind of talking
yeah,
about
yeah. She's like very monotone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, she has like a character.
Yeah,
That's their shtick,
Yeah,
right? Is
yeah.
that she's like monotone, like kind of just like disses you the whole time.
Yeah.
But I guess so her and Drake like became friends because Drake was the first person that she got on her podcast. And then there was apparently like some drama after about like a show or something. And then like Drake was like subtweeting about her, or I don't know, this whole thing happened. But I feel like in scenarios like that, like artists of that caliber like need to be able to back their shit up and be like,
100%.
okay, like you can't say this, you can't do this, and like we have your signature here if we need to like prove it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, just the level of fandom that comes for like a certain level of artist and celebrity personality, whatever. Like we toured with Rihanna for like a little while, and just being around her and like seeing her fans and like just how like
different
rabid they are. Like
I can't imagine.
Dude, it's
Holy
crazy.
shit.
Like we pull up to a city
Yeah.
and literally, because back in those days we'd have like a big drape like
Yeah.
behind us, and it'd have our at for our Twitter. And so people would hit us up, and first thing they'd ask is like, where's Rihanna staying? Like,
Oh my god.
trying to figure out, like, they'll like
Yeah.
stay at outside of our hotel. Like, I don't even know how they know where we're staying at.
Yeah.
They'll stay out there.
Holy shit.
they'd be outside the airport, like knowing what our flight
Oh,
was,
those are like
landing.
stalker
That's
fans.
wild.
Yeah,
That's wild.
But
That's what I'm
like
saying,
big
like-
numbers of like those for sure.
Yeah.
Shit.
So just like those kind of people that they have to deal with and stuff, like it's like a whole other level of, I don't even know what to call it. Like,
Since like you've seen that, is there a difference between like EDM fans and then like mainstream pop star fans?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I think there's definitely some EDM artists that are on that level of celebrity. I think it's just like a, you know, and like, not to say there's been some moments where somewhat kind of something like that has happened, but nowhere near to that level and to that amount of people.
Yeah.
But I just think, just like a, you know, global pop star status, like there are a lot of crazy people out there, and they just like start taking that in or whatever, like think that they owe them something, or like
don't really know
like,
how to interact with like people of like of that caliber. It's a very common thing, I feel like, you know. I mean, and on that note too, I was gonna say, like, because I mean, obviously, if you guys have gotten fans that have, you know, tried to make a move on you guys before, I was kind of wondering, like, do you guys have, I mean, not rules, but I'm sure your guys' management probably has said something along the lines of like, hey, just like look out for fan. Like if you ever had like an interest in a fan, like you can't really interact with them, because I know that it's like an easy way to get in trouble. Have you guys ever had stuff like that before, or like has your management ever talked about it even with you guys?
Like our tour manager is pretty much like our friend, you know, so he's basically, he knows our girlfriends and like our fiancés or whatever, and like you know,
so it's a non-issue.
It's just all respect, and it's just kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
like he knows we're good people, he's good people, we're all good people. So.
Yeah, and like he also, like, you know, he's toured around a lot with different artists and stuff, so like you kind of, since he interacts with the people before they come to meet us and stuff, he kind of knows what
He
to
gets a
like.
vibe
Oh, that's
check.
good.
Yeah, and you could kind of like
he like
suss people
scouts
out.
for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has
Talk
he
about
like
the ultimate wingman.
has he like just like shunned people? Like he sensed their vibe and he's like, no. You're
Oh, for
not.
sure. Especially people that are like plastered, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
just like, you know, like if anything, like take a quick picture and like, all right, we gotta go, you know, like just make it quick or something. But like, it's like just really important to kind of like be able to suss that out before like just like walk into a crowd or something, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the most, I mean, that's like a 1 to 2% of things that happen. Like for the most
Yeah.
part,
Yeah.
like everything's fucking great. And like we go out to like in the crowd and shows and stuff all the time and just like walk around and just like, it really is fine.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think majority of fans, especially in the EDM space, are pretty respectful of
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
I feel like it might specifically be in the EDM space.
It is
to be
100%,
honest.
because a hip hop pop artist would not be able to do that. They
Oh,
would not be able
absolutely
to go into the crowd. They'd have to literally like hoods,
Yeah.
sunglasses, like Little Red Riding
You
Hood
see those
shit. You know?
prosthetics.
You see those
Yeah.
videos with
Exactly.
like hired like
Fake
paparazzis
arm.
hired to come and find them and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens for like EDM artists. Like straight up,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. Do you
Like
I don't think
paparazzi,
so.
like being like an
It
army of
definitely-
paparazzi.
Yeah, definitely it happens on like, again, it just depends, like, you know, like Calvin Harris or something, you know, like he's
yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
much like
fair.
a pop star, you know, like a lot of these kind of like really big people, like sometimes they get that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like from just like experience and being around like, you know, like EDM fans and stuff in general are kind of more there for the music
Yeah.
versus like almost doesn't
Yep.
even matter who's playing sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
like, so like whereas as far as like rap and pop and so it's like it's all about like the artist
Yeah.
themselves. So it's like focusing on the personality and that kind of stuff.
We've actually had this conversation multiple times before, just in the difference between like hip hop fans and EDM fans. And one of the things we noticed was just like at hip hop concerts and festivals, it's more so just like I'll praise the artist, like you know what I mean. And versus you go to an EDM show or whatever, and like half the audience is watching the DJ play the music, but the other half is like vibing with their friends and like listening to the music.
It's like the energy, the environment,
exactly.
like all
yeah. And I think that's one of the things that definitely draws me towards the EDM space.
Same.
Same. Yeah.
It's all about the music for both of us and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not just the music too. I feel like when it comes to EDM, it's also about the experience itself. Like I'm a big festival goer, and like I say this to all the time is like going to the festival is something else. Like you think about rap and pop and hip hop. It's usually one artist, maybe 2 or 3 for a concert.
Right.
But like a festival culture, like we were just talking about Okeechobee. You guys can already say like, oh yeah, Okeechobee, but we don't even know who's on the set list. Like, we're paying for tickets before we even get a set list down because it's about being there, being in this experience.
I was literally thinking that like, because I'm going to Millennium's Trilogy in like 2 weeks. I bought the tickets in July. We don't even know who's opening. And it's like 2.5 weeks away.
Well, you're just a diehard.
Oh, yeah.
I just bought the tickets without even
Are you
knowing.
going to the one in February
Yes.
3rd? I'll be there.
Yes.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Daniel bought my ticket, so shout out to him.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Got to see it.
But again, like backtracking to the whole, Valentine's Day, like, do people tend to seek relationships during that season?
No.
What?
You guys can go first. I have a very strong opinion about this.
What do you mean?
I don't think people seek relationships. They might feel lonely if
That's
they're single.
true.
They definitely feel lonely, but I don't know if they're seeking for a relationship. I think, and this is just what was told to me in college, and I don't know if it's true, but I kind of feel like it's true. People seek relationships in the fall and winter.
Yes.
Because that is cuffing season, when you want to like have someone to be at home with during seasonal depression. And during seasonal depression. And then come January, February, all right, now you're seeing if this is actually going to work out as a relationship. Hold on to it, go through Valentine's Day, and if it's not going to work, you break up so that you can get ready for
Summer.
hot girl summer.
Hot girl summer.
Hot girl summer. Hot boy summer.
Hot girl summer.
Yeah, it makes sense. The math checks
But
out.
doesn't they like Single Awareness Day? Sad. I know some people celebrate that, or like girls do the
I
Valentine's Day
just
type.
realized that it's an acronym for
Sad.
Are you serious? You just Devin.
That's so sad.
Sadness awareness. What was it?
Single Awareness Day.
Awareness Day.
Stands for sad.
SAD.
Sorry. But like, if you are like single nowadays in this generation, where do people meet other people? I mean, not just even relationships, like friends. Like, how does that even work?
It's tough. It definitely gets tougher as you get older too.
Yeah.
Yeah, your circle gets smaller.
Yeah.
Way smaller.
I think you just got to like go out and try to do things, different activities and where people gather and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Hobbies.
I think
Huge
that's
thing.
Hobbies.
That's the important thing. I agree with you. Like, and you have to like will yourself to go do those things. Because it's literally stepping into the discomfort and the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, just going to a show, but like, you don't have to go by yourself, but like going to a show by yourself, for example, or going to a bar, or like, I don't know, rock climbing, like, it's just doing things you want to do in the hopes, not necessarily to meet people, but to trust that, cool, I'm going to find like-minded people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like in like the whole Gen Z and millennial type, like it's hard for them to have like a third place because we have our house, we have our work, but like where do we actually go to like spend time? And it's so hard because like you won't even find friends unless you have mutuals with someone. But like to actually meet someone, like a stranger, and then become friends, it's hard.
Yeah. This is why I think it's really important to have hobbies and to like just try to like actively seek, things that you wouldn't normally do, I mean, I know a lot of people, like for me personally, I make a lot of friends at the gym because I'm there 5 days a week. But I mean, I know that, when I was going into like ice baths or when I was, I play soccer softball every week.
Yeah.
Like these are ways for me to make other friends in other areas.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of people who take like classes for other stuff, or maybe they're picking up like a sport or something.
Well, or if you're like us, we became friends online.
Yeah.
That's how
through our
everything.
content.
Everything just is like done digitally.
That's how we met.
Yep.
On
Oh,
Facebook.
nice.
Yeah, on
Wait, how did
Facebook.
you guys meet? Like,
Did you say Facebook?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, actually,
Wow.
DJday.com.
yeah, DJ Day.
Searching for another half of a duo.
Yeah, we met through a mutual friend. He was like a club promoter in Miami at the time, and it really pretty much was like he showed me Matt's music. I was like, man, like this sounds so professional. Like I want to learn how to like produce.
Oh,
So I like
started talking from there, and like he was making stuff, and I was like, damn, this is cool. Would you want to meet up and let's make some music? And then
Wow. And then how many years later?
it's 13, 12, 13,
13,
yeah,
Wow.
something like that.
what a love story.
This is my favorite love story. Match made in heaven.
Yes.
But like, since you guys are in the music industry and everything, is it hard to approach strangers in like that industry? Because I know sometimes like people are busy, or like there are some people you don't want to mix with. Like, is it hard?
I mean, I think it just depends on you as a person. I mean, there's, we've thankfully been in the industry for a while, and so we have like a really good network of people that we come out and hang with and stuff and talk to.
Yeah.
I just think that's more like on you as a person. Like if you're kind of shy and don't want to talk to people or whatever, like it's,
I'm pretty shy, I'm not gonna lie,
No,
but
I got you. Oh, same.
I legit like, I mean, honestly, I feel like most of my current friends are just, through mutuals,
Yeah.
just people I know and stuff. But
Yep.
I don't know.
Same.
I feel like it's always good to kind of like push that boundary sometimes too.
For sure.
It's scary, but like I force myself to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mickey's fighting demons right now, facilitating these
Fighting
episodes.
demons. I'm like overthinking. Like, what do I say
You're doing
next?
great, Mickey. You're doing great.
I'm trying.
You're killing it.
I would
know.
say. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I know I've made quite a few friends at like festivals. I know that's why going to festivals and raves has become like a third place for a lot of
Oh
people.
yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
The one downside of meeting friends at festivals is, well,
Where are you at?
You meet someone who has the audacity to live across the fucking country,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and it just sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds oddly very specific.
Yeah, dude, I've met some really good friends, some like besties that I can't live without now, and they
Yeah.
have to live across the country.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel
Who gave you the permission to fucking be my friend and then be
Yeah.
2,000 miles away?
I
What
think
the
like
fuck?
meeting people at festivals is probably like the best thing. I met my best friend at a show, and now like we're inseparable. Like raves are Gian. Shout out Jan, I love you. But yeah, like I think raves are just the best place because, or sometimes like, there's this girl that like I've been, because I've saw it the first time in like 2017, and I've seen her at almost every festival, and we're not like close friends, but I just bump into her. So it's like, oh, you're my festival friend. It's cool. Yeah.
It's your festy bestie.
It's funny.
So
You see that happen a lot online,
Yeah.
especially over the years. We're looking at social media and stuff. Like that's like seems to be the reoccurring theme all the time. Like people just like meet up at festivals and like become good friends, and then like festival friends.
Yeah, I've become a lot of I've become good friends with a lot of the like creators that we hang out with now because first off, we like acknowledged our own work on social media, but then we actually got a chance to meet at a festival and like chat for a bit, and then we got to like go enjoy a set together. So like you know, and when you enjoy a set with someone, that's like you're like bonding, like really bonding.
Yeah, because you're there for the same reason.
Yeah, that, and also like just you're in that like primal mode of like enjoying the music, and like sometimes so are they. And so like this
And
is
also
just
you're peaking.
yeah, exactly. And I just remember like, dude, countdown like way back in 2014, 2015. I remember I have this one friend, shout out Sam, by the way, is one of my good friends. And I remember I had like met Sam in college through where I went to school, and we had a class together, and we were like in opposing frats, but we were like in the same group in this class. And so we started like talking and like hanging out. We had some mutual friends, but we weren't like that close. And then I just randomly like my close friend group was looking into going to Countdown, and I was just like, yeah, we're going to Countdown. He's like, oh, I was looking at that too. And I was like, yeah, dude, you should come with us or whatever. And he was like, okay. So he ended up coming with us, And I just remember like bonding with him during one of the sets.
Yeah.
And like we've been like super good friends ever since. I mean, he lives in
Yeah.
New York now, and he'll still like anytime he's visiting, he's just like, hey man, like let's grab dinner or whatever. We
Hell
still
yeah.
keep in touch.
Yeah.
So
Hell
I really feel like festivals are a great place to like truly bond with someone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a dope place to have first experiences too. Like, I remember this one time, me and Matt went to Ultra like as fans and stuff, and he took me to my first trance set.
Oh.
Nice.
I never like really like got into it and stuff like that, but it was literally like
Life-changing?
experience,
Yeah.
like nothing short of that. And it was like, wow, you know, having that experience with your friend, and especially like at the time, it was kind of like a new friendship. It was like,
Yeah.
kind of took it to the next level. A little
It's
bit.
one of the main reasons I love music. It just like it brings people together for like
Exactly.
something you didn't even
It's
realize
like,
why
yeah,
or
it's
what.
like the only universal language.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
cool.
That's so cute.
Hey man, if you want to hear a cute story, I still remember because it was our second
Oh,
festival
boy.
together. It was our second festival together. It was EDC because our first one was Beyond in 2021, like the one in like October, August, or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Hard summer.
No. Hard Summer doesn't count. We didn't go together.
Oh,
We just ran into each other. That doesn't count.
Okay.
But going
Beyond,
together,
we went together.
Yeah, Beyond we
okay.
went together, and then EDC we went together, and we were underneath like the
Electric Sky.
Yeah. Well, no, we were underneath like but underneath like the rainbow trail,
yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
sign
right,
thing,
yeah.
and like you know he's tumbling in this moment, and so am I, and he looks at me like, yeah, this slaps. And I will never forget the way his face looks, the way he said that. Because it's been years and it has not left my mind. That is my
Which is
Roman
great in your
Empire.
mind.
Which is so funny because my Roman Empire is that same weekend, the first day when Nan was like complaining to me. He's like, yeah, I don't really like feel anything. I don't really feel anything. And then literally 30 minutes later, he's sweating profusely. His hair is flat on his head because, you know, like he's sweating so much. And he's like, yeah, okay, I feel it now. His eyes are like huge. And I just started laughing. And I'm like, dude, you look ridiculous right now, but I love you though.
4 seconds prior to was this.
Yeah.
Feel it now.
Oh man.
Good times. Good
Yeah,
times. Been there
good
many
times. Good times. No pun intended. But speaking of first experiences at raves, something I know we were wondering was, do you guys think a rave or festival is a good first date?
I would say no, maybe, but I mean, to be honest, I feel like it depends on like the kind of person you are. If
Yeah.
you love, you know, dancing and listening to dope music, I feel like, yeah, hell yeah. You know?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I feel like if it's like you just met this person somewhere and you like ask them out
Yeah.
and you're like, sure, let's go to a rave on the first thing. I feel like that'd be a pretty intense.
Like
But
trying
if
to
it's
get to
like
Yeah.
someone
get
you
to
know,
know them.
maybe you've been talking to, and you're like, all right, let's go do something.
Yeah.
But like you kind of know them a little bit already.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I would say maybe like a step down that would be a little more acceptable is like maybe a show.
Like a
Right,
show.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
know like
Somewhere they could leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And not get lost.
Yeah.
Like a one artist rate, like a one artist show rate, what
Yeah.
you want to call it.
Yeah.
Full festival is a bit much for a first date. I do
Yeah.
agree with that, but I think it's okay. Like for example, because a lot of people meet online nowadays.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
If we meet up for the first time at a
Yeah,
festival,
like they're going already.
totally
It's-
fine.
yeah,
Totally
of
fine.
course.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
because that's like a little bit a different context.
And
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, that's not a date per se, unless you were like already talking. You can kind of
Yeah.
you
Right,
can,
yeah.
like
Right,
some
right.
people will be like, oh yeah, we're just meeting up, but then if you start dating years later, be like, oh yeah, that was our first date.
Right,
You know,
right,
you
yeah,
change the
yeah.
context.
There's also like going together versus meeting up there too.
Yeah.
That's
That's
true.
also like a key difference too.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just talked about that. The first time you guys just were there already.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then you
we
went
met
together
up.
and then
Yeah.
that was a date.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Greatest date ever.
Since everything is done
True.
online, do people like still ask people out in person?
Yes.
What do you mean ask people
No,
out
but
on
like
a date?
you actually like meet someone in person, like at a coffee shop or something, and be like, "I think you're beautiful. Would you want to go on a date?" Like, does that still happen?
like
Damn.
they met at the coffee shop?
Yeah.
Or?
I think it depends on how old you are and what you're okay with. Because
stranger danger.
Well, it's okay. So I'm 30. Keep this in mind. I'm 29, about almost 30.
Yeah. He's
30. I like. There's a girl I'm talking to. I will not text her, "Hey, do you want to go on a date?" That just feels weird. Now, will it be over maybe a phone call or a FaceTime? Yeah, just because I want to give that humanity to it. But
Yeah.
if I had the opportunity to be like, you know, like, hey, let's go get some coffee just because it's a random Thursday, and be like, hey, let's go on a date this weekend. I'd love to do that. I'd prefer to do that.
Yeah, like I mean, like the girl that I'm talking to right now, like we met at the gym, and like it was like nothing, like it was so not like me being interested in her and like asking her immediately. It was more just like a, hey, are you using that machine? Okay, like,
Wait a minute, you guys also went to you also went to a show together for
and
the
then
first time.
I was gonna bring that up,
Oh,
and then
right.
we had just had Fairlane on the podcast. He was our first guest we had on the podcast. He was here and he was like, hey, like I can guest list all you guys or whatever.
Yeah.
So I asked her if she wanted to come because we like chatted a little bit over text, and then she was like also into EDM, goes to shows, all that
So
stuff.
was that technically your first date?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know, it was like in a group setting. So
Okay.
it wasn't, it was like, it was and it wasn't.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
because we were there.
You were there. Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
I think something interesting to think about is intention.
Yeah.
Intention matters. You can like go
sure.
out with somebody just to hang out to get to know somebody, but if the intention is, well, it's because I'm interested in you, then you can say it's as a date, or you can say later, like at any point, you can be like, we were just getting to know each other, you know? Like,
yeah.
Have you guys like heard about the 3-month rule, you know, regarding relationships, friendships? Basically, like a lot of people don't really see people as part of their life until 3 months have passed. Like if it's like a 3-month test. So
Is that like as friends or?
mostly I've seen as part of like relationships.
I could see
Yeah.
that. I could see that with friendships too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I think it's 3 months of consistency, because I've definitely met people that I don't talk to for like 6 months, a year, what have you.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
And it's just like, you're an acquaintance, maybe you're a friend, but
Yeah.
someone who we both, not just one,
Mm-hmm.
actively have seen each other over and over,
Yeah.
whether it be for work, whether it be for you know, romantic
Mm-hmm.
interest, or
Yeah.
or just maybe you just run into each other a lot. Who
Yeah.
knows?
right.
That's how you can like really become a friend.
I
with
guess
somebody.
in a way, like that time is how if you get tired of each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, or like you can see like, oh, I'm starting to see your bad side.
Yes.
Do I want to stay?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way of looking at it too. It's just it's not just like, am I tired of you, but it's like, are there red flags?
It's
Red
like
flags.
it's like that, and also I feel like it's like I want to see how like what your red flags are, but I
Yeah.
want to also see if you're willing to work on your red flags, because that's a big thing too.
Yeah.
If they're
Actually-
like willing to like learn and they want to get better, I do feel like that is something important to consider.
I just
I think that's the 6 month rule, because what you just brought up, the 3 month rule,
Yeah.
I've seen something where it's like 3-6-9.
yes.
There's
yes.
a 3 month rule, 6 month rule, 9 month rule.
Well, not only for months, years too.
Wow, didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I also heard like if a relationship passes like 7 years is a good. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be in this relationship for the long run.
Yeah.
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 I think 7 years is a pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
I was gonna say 6, but that's just me. I think 6 is a magic number. I've noticed like a lot of positive things or recognition. Like it took 6 years for me to really feel at home in LA, for example. Like, or 6
is
years of
probably
a
your angel
friendship.
number.
That's definitely not an angel number.
Wait.
I've been with my girl for 6 years, and I could say like I'm in it for the long
Yeah.
haul
No,
for
sure.
sure.
I mean, everyone goes at their own pace for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But like yeah, because like what you said about the 6 month thing, I mean, I'm definitely going through like that. I think right now, you know, where it's like with the person that I'm seeing, we're now like in the stage where we like know. Like, or we kind of know like what we need to work on, and we've like brought it up to each other. Like we brought it to attention and been like, hey, I'd like to see these things like worked on from you, because like, you know, this is not what I look for in a partner, or this is not what I look for. So it's like at the stage now where it's like, okay, we're kind of a little bit more past the like honeymoon era.
Yeah.
And like now it's like, okay,
starting to get
let's
serious.
grow together. Like if we're
Yeah.
gonna do this, then we have to do this, and you have to
Yeah.
be open to like changing.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
So I guess that's one way to look at it, which I'm kind of like, I'm making this up as I go, but like 3 month is when is that time to observe a partner
Yep.
and or a friend and see, is there a match? Can we work together, etc.? Do I
Yeah.
see, you know, then let's be real, a lot of this is probably subconscious, but like, is there a potential of a good friendship here or relationship, what have you? And then once you get to that 3 month area-ish where it's like, cool, I feel safe enough and comfortable enough to call you out on your bullshit if you are spouting out some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then now you have another 3 months to see if is this someone who will change, or let's be real, if they don't change and you're still willing to stick around anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, because change does take time. It takes time.
And for some people, they're unable to make those changes because, for example, what you might be bothered by might not actually be something bad. It's just something that they can't change. And can you be the one who
Accept it.
changes?
Yeah.
And exactly. Because it's not always about the other person changing. It's also about you changing your own perspective.
Yeah.
Because what if someone's just a clean freak? I can't expect this person to change their clean freakness because I'm a little messy. Maybe I'm the one who needs to change.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe that's another cool thing to look at too. Is like,
or you both like compromise or something.
Yeah,
Compromise is the perfect word for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
6 months is when you make that compromise. You make the compromise to keep the friendship or relationship, whatever it might be.
Yeah,
And it's also like the willingness to compromise is
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
like a whole other aspect to it. You know?
because some people aren't willing to do that. Some people will just be like, hey, like at this point in time, like I don't see these things, like I don't think it's gonna work. You know, that's just how some people roll. You know?
Yeah.
I also think it's important to know though, timing. Timing is important because
Timing
sometimes
is,
you're just in that point in your life where compromise is not something you can do.
For sure.
You know, you could be at that point in your life where like I need to focus on me so much and keep my safety, my mental health top tier. Because if I don't, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. And my heart just like breaks because especially like, I don't know, there's just something about this generation that has a hard time of keeping things for a long time.
Oh,
Every time I see some girls like, oh, I met like this guy, he's awesome, he's everything I want, and because this is this trend going around, and then she's like, but 3 months later they're gone.
It's a 3-month rule.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes not even 3 months.
That breaks my heart for them, but in a way, isn't that a good thing? In a way, because that means they gave themselves that 3-month rule of don't completely fall for someone. Because there's a phrase that my mom uses, long lak, which is in Thai, it means lost love or getting translated. You get lost in the love.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be real, you can fall in love with someone in like a month, but you don't want to lose yourself.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
what if you do lose yourself in that first 3 months and they're a fucking piece of shit?
I've definitely had experience of like just falling for someone like way too hard, and then
Way
like
too early.
not seeing the
way
red
too
flags.
early, and then just not seeing the red flags.
Yeah.
So that's why like with this most recent one, like it's been over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So in a way, would you would like consensus? Would you say the 3-month rule is a good thing?
Yes, I think it's just part of growth and life in general.
I think it takes a bit more time as well.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
true.
for everyone, it's a bit different, you know, like some people like jumping into things and some people obviously don't.
Yeah.
Like for me and my girl, we were just friends for like 2 or 3 years, like kind of dating on and off kind of thing. But like there was a lot of time of just trying to vibe each other out and figure it out. Just be friends. Cause that's like pretty much like the ultimate test.
Right. And also
thing.
like where you guys were at in like that point of time.
Right.
too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like think
Plus
about
back
it.
then, like maybe you were just focused on your career. Maybe
Yeah.
she was focused on her career. It's like, I can't make you my partner right now.
Oh yeah. That happened a lot.
Yeah?
You know?
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I need to figure my shit out. And like, she's going through, you know, college and whatnot and doing all that kind of shit.
You know what? That's really encouraging to hear. Actually,
I'm gonna say that too. That's
really
actually
encouraging
encouraging
to
to hear. Because I mean, you've been together now how long?
14 years.
14 years. So like knowing that, you know, maybe it can be a little rough at the beginning if you're just not ready, and then you're just not ready.
Yeah.
It can still work out even if it's rocky at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
I have a cousin who actually, her and her current husband, when they were like maybe halfway through dating. So I think they were together for about 7 years actually. But I think around like year 3, they broke up for like a whole year, a year and a half or something. And then they got back together and then they got married. So, I think it's very like, I think it's really important to consider, especially for anyone that has like anxious attachment out there. I know I have a little bit of that. It's like, just remember that like
so codependent, it's not even funny.
Even if stuff doesn't work out like in this moment, it doesn't mean that it's over forever. You know?
Yeah.
Do you believe in breaks then? Like when couples take breaks, do you think breaks are healthy?
Yes.
I do.
I think yes.
I do.
I agree. And but it depends on what the intention of the break is for.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, are there like ground rules when there's breaks? Because I know sometimes when couples take breaks and then someone sees another person during that break, like, does that count as cheating?
It's to each their own.
Yeah.
It
Because
depends
they're
on the
not
couple.
technically broken up, but they're just on a break.
Yeah.
It's to each their own. It depends on the couple, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as someone who's like done breaks before and stuff, I think generally speaking, I think it does depend on like where your relationship is at, right? But I would say mostly for the most part, I think that the like default boundary should be you don't see anyone else during that time
Yeah.
unless you specifically state
You don't want to see me anymore.
or no, just unless you specifically state like, hey, this break, like I really want to like separate myself or whatever.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, if you're just like, hey, I think we need a break for a while, need some space, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't mean you go and like hook up with a bunch of other
There are a
people.
lot of people that
I
do
feel like
that,
that's
though.
pretty disrespectful.
They're like,
you know?
I'm gonna focus on myself. I'm gonna do me, and then like
Yeah, it's just an
They're saying
excuse to go.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm stating like the intention of the break is stated. Like if the intention of the break truly is like, yo, example, I'm just throw example out there. If you were high school sweethearts, for example, and you've only ever been together and you're just like, I don't know what it's like to be single, I think that's okay. Now, if you're purposely going out there to like fuck other people, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But if it's like singles, like I wasn't looking to fuck other people, it just like I allowed myself to be single. I allowed myself to go out with the girls, have fun. Like you're not purposely going out
I
there.
see what you're saying.
It's
Yeah.
the purpose was I wanted to
experience being single.
I wanted to experience just being my only individual self because I've been with someone my entire, growing into adult life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if it really is like, oh, I need to focus on my work, and then you don't do that, then
that's different, right? That's why I think a break in space can be seen as a good thing, because I do feel like a lot of people do get kind of lost in the sauce where like they start getting like very obsessive over their partner or whatever, right? And it's just a part of the process. Someone even told me recently that like that's kind of what's pre-programmed into us, right? Like we're social creatures, and we are meant to like procreate. And so like that is almost like an automatic response, right? And so when you request a break, or when your partner requests a break from you and it's not something exactly that you want, it can feel bad because it's like doing the opposite of what you're programmed to want to do, right?
Do you think that is kind of changing because of social media? Because now everything's just through, like, some people do dating apps or like, I don't know, because when you see someone, all you see is like their face. You don't really know who they are. So is it nowadays just based on attraction now?
I mean, to be fair, that's the whole point of the 3-month rule in a way, right?
Yeah.
Everything is based on attraction. You don't know a person.
And it's not that it's bad or anything.
Yeah.
Like, you like what you like. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But like, it's so hard to actually get to know someone now.
Well, I want to know what you guys think, because because you guys have been in long-term relationships, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, you guys have had your times of like, hey, kind of need a break for a little while, or like need some space to kind of just focus on your work and stuff. Like, what was that like for you guys, Well,
it was kind of, at least for me, it was just because we were touring a lot.
Yeah.
It was like kind of built into that.
Yeah.
Which also then just created problems in its own way.
Right.
But yeah, my life's been kind of ridiculous in that sense, in dealing with all of these kind of relationship issues.
Yeah.
So it's like I got space even when both of us didn't want it at all.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other issue in itself.
Yeah.
Very, very unique kind of issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with that, like it makes more time for us to think about each other and those
100%.
things and like
to miss each other.
Exactly.
And I think that's like another
Super
really
important.
like important thing too, is
Agreed.
like there needs to be that sense of like newness, or like just like you take a little bit of a break so that you can come back and be like, oh, these like feelings are like more intense now because I had some time to process and like think about how much I care for this person, or like
Agreed.
whatever. So and also just having that like uncertainty of like, will this person come back and still have the same feelings? And then when they do, it's like even more,
I completely agree.
just brings you closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, I've always looked at it as something, I try to look at it as very constructive. And I always like, try and support what she loves, what she wants to do. And like, you know, luckily she's not too far. She lives in Vegas, or, you know, she has a house in Vegas, so she goes back, you know, she visits her mom, and I give her that time. I feel like anytime she wants it, I'm just like, you know, go ahead. But yeah, you know, it's always good. I feel like just to be able to kind of have that relationship and being honest of, you know, whenever you need time, you know, and just being, you know, realistic and being honest, really just being truthful, and that's your best friend, you know.
I think space is important. Like, I mean, you don't, even with your parents, like people you love like the most or whatever, like you need space from them. Like,
true.
Sometimes I need space from myself. Like I can't even like
you can't, and it's
you know?
so
like,
difficult.
Yeah, so I just think it's important on so many different levels, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Have you guys heard the saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder?
Yep.
Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
since you guys are in long-term relationships, like what's one advice you would give to like someone nowadays, like to keep a long-term relationship in order to, you know, grow together?
I would say definitely, for one, keep an open mind in analyzing what's really going on, and even yourself and your role in everything that's going on. And just be willing to work together, you know, like even if it's something that you think is stupid or whatever it is, like just be open to trying to, because the goal is for both people to be happy. Or multiple, I guess, if you're into that thing. But
hey, we are in LA, so
it is what it is.
Yeah, just like communication, being honest, like setting expectations, like all of those things, and they're constantly changing. Like as you grow as people, like sometimes you could go in kind of different directions and stuff.
Yeah.
But just be open to those kind of things and work. You know, it really is a lot of work.
Yeah. And it's definitely a fine line you have to walk to between like being open to changing, but also knowing like you staying true to yourself at the same time.
Yeah, like your limits of that. Yeah,
exactly.
But like the effort and just being willing, like we were saying earlier, like willing to try
willing
and
to
tackle,
compromise. For sure.
like all this kind of stuff is just showing effort towards each other, which is a huge part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's super important. As long as you recognize that in your partner and you recognize that within yourself, I think you're on the right track. You're in a good place.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Intentions.
So is it true that like you can't love someone unless you love yourself?
Yes.
100,000%.
I think it's very true.
Yeah. Or at the very least, if you can recognize and at least have the awareness that maybe you do have insecurities or you do have things that you want to work on and you're not fully there yet, then you know how to work on those things while still having, you know, respect for your partner and still being able to do that. Because, you know, again, but going back to the whole growing together thing, you know, you guys are on the journey. Not everyone has fully secured themselves yet. You know, people are like, some people are in their 30s and they still haven't secured themselves yet, you know?
For sure.
I would actually argue like you don't need to fully love yourself off the bat. I agree with that part. But you have to be able to allow another person to love you, and that's really difficult when you don't love yourself.
Exactly. Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
So like I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying like, yeah, you can grow together. You don't have to be fully secure where you love yourself as a whole.
Yeah.
But if you can't allow another person to love you, then no, absolutely not. You can't. You can't even show that love to them if you can't allow a person to love you.
That's what I was just about to say.
But I also don't believe in the two halves make a whole type shit.
Oh,
that's bullshit. You both have to be your own whole.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Otherwise, you're going to be looking for too much in your partner.
Not.
Yep.
100%.
Wow, this just became like a whole TED talk about love.
I mean,
well, it's Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was like, we got deep.
I mean, I feel like this is one of those beautiful conversations that everybody wants to have, but they just don't know how to have.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, it's great.
It's enlightening for sure. I feel like anybody who goes through tough times in their relationship, it's like hard to navigate, especially when you're in it. But it's all about perspective, really. Like
it really is, dude. If you can just shift your perspective, I think like so many people have trauma just with like using past relationships or past things that have happened to them, and then it affects their future relationships, right? But like I think at the end of the day, all it takes is just like breathing, sitting down, and just being like, okay, this person sees it in a different way. How can I see this in a different way to make it so that I'm not feeling this way?
Yeah,
you know
and being aware of
exactly
like these things.
Yeah, the awareness is so key.
Which, I mean, aside from any relationship or anything, it's so important for yourself to be aware. Like there's so many things, especially like like learning about trauma and how it works and all that stuff. Like there's so many things like you repress, so you don't remember from like when you were a kid and all this stuff. And all that stuff affects you and how you talk to people and how you interact with people.
Oh yeah. The way you were raised.
Yeah.
It's like, it just directly translates into, the behaviors that you have later in life. Yeah. So if you don't recognize those things, the later and later you get, it is going to be harder for you to actually be able to work something out in a mature, growing relationship. Yeah. So
yeah, it's crazy. Like it's crazy, like how just trauma works. It's like everyone kind of has it in their own different kinds of ways. Yep. And I was like hearing this other podcast. I was like, even if you've had like a perfect life with like great parents support this whole time, like you get straight A's and do all this stuff, and everything's great. Like as soon as you go through this whole thing, and like you get to somewhere where you're actually gonna have a problem, where you don't have anyone to like, hold you up and like hold your hand or whatever. Like
Dad's looking at me.
That's a huge thing to like go through because you've never really experienced some of those. It's like its own trauma in a different way.
Wow, you are literally.
You're describing Devin.
So Ned and I just had this conversation.
Life comes at you hard, man.
Yeah, and I was just talking about this because I was like, it's so interesting. I was even talking about this with the girl that I'm kind of seeing right now. And like, it's so interesting how like even though I had a good childhood, I didn't, like my parents were divorced, but they were like still friends. They lived like less than a mile from each other. So here, like it wasn't that bad of like a childhood. I had 2 households. So like the way that my mom says it, she's always like, like you got basically like 2 of everything. And I never really had like strict rules. I'm an only child, got pretty good grades. And so my parents like got me most of the things I wanted. Like you would think like, oh yeah, you had a great childhood, so there should be nothing wrong with you. No, like it's like because I had that childhood, I lack a lot of perspective in other areas that makes it harder for me to see where these other people are coming from. And that just causes problems later because then later on in life, where now I'm a lot more open, but before it would be like I thought I was always right, and I thought that like my perspective was the correct one when it wasn't. And then that just turns people away.
For the lack of a better term, you didn't have to make a lot of compromises growing up. And in life, we have to make a lot of fucking compromises. So you came to a point, I'm sure, where even today, I'm sure you still struggle with it sometimes of just like, I have to make a compromise here. And it's not because you don't want to. It's because of a lack of awareness that you have to make a compromise in this moment.
And I call it like, I call it innate selfishness. And it's not selfishness necessarily in a bad way. It's just what I was used to growing up.
I'm like the total opposite because I'm the oldest.
Yeah, you have like how many brothers and sisters?
Only girl. So like,
that's right.
Yeah, I'm the oldest and only girl. I always have to take care of everyone else. So it's hard for me. 3 brothers. Yeah. So it's hard for me to have someone take care of me because I'm just like, no. I'm gonna do it.
You're like, you're gonna be a good mom, Mickey.
Yeah. Bro, I feel like I raised my brother sometimes.
I'm another option. I'm a younger brother. But
same.
He was a very overbearing older brother due to the fact that our generation's very different. Like, so he's 6 years older than me, 5-6 years older than me. And our dad, Thai man, it like raised him to be like, you're the head of the household after I pass away, because my dad did unfortunately pass away. But my brother felt the need to really be the second dad, which when I didn't need a dad, I needed a brother. So that being said, I struggle with not being heard, and when I don't get heard, I get really upset. I get really frustrated because it's just like, it's just bringing me back to those years of like, I'm not being heard. Like I don't need another dad. Like, I need my brother to just hear me.
Like your brother was trying to be the more stoic one.
Yes.
To try to tell you that's what not to what do in a way.
Yes. Frequently.
He wanted Nan to be like him too.
Oh yeah. But I recognize now as an adult, I mean, I've recognized it for years, he wanted me to be a good person in the only way he knew what a good person looked like or a successful person looked like. So when I veered off and, went the creative route and did everything that I do, it didn't make sense to him. So he definitely argued it, didn't fight it. And it was like, well, I know this way works and I only know my way.
And can you blame him for that? It's like,
really can't.
That's the thing. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all trying to learn these things. Like, no, we're not taught any of this shit. Even in like high school or any kind of class, we're not taught any of these things.
How would you even go about like, teaching that? It's like, it's only through experience.
Did you guys like grow up with siblings? Are you an only child? Like,
so I have an older brother who's 4 years older than I am. And I was pretty much the youngest for a while. But then when my mom remarried, I have a stepsister that I grew up with like in high school. And then after I kind of already started they were going together. I had a half sister who's just turned 21 now.
Shout out Diana.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's just been a whole mix of
my
of
brother
that.
and your sister are the same age. That's
Oh,
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like growing up, especially when I was like younger and like getting into high school and stuff, it was just me and my brother. And I kind of had a little bit of that thing as well, just like, older brother, younger brother kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
But like we've, talked a lot. We're great friends and stuff now. He lives in Denver with me. And everything, and it's just funny, like all those kind of things that as you grow up, you listen to podcasts, especially now and stuff like that. You just like you're like, oh yeah, like that's what was going on, or like that's what was happening. Like you never realize like those kind of dynamics that are going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Julio?
I have a little brother. Yeah. I mean, honestly, our relationship was kind of just like the big brother, little brother rivalry kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, our whole like growing up, we kind of just fought a lot, but
Yeah, a lot of that too.
yeah, I mean, but honestly, I feel like, we kind of had our own little lives, I guess. He went to a different high school. He's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of like he had a different experience, and we'd get home and kind of talk about it here and there. But most of the time, it was kind of just like we're friends here and there.
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Jonathan for sure.
I feel like what do they think about you guys in your career path now? Like,
Oh, he loves it. He likes to party, He likes
do
to.
they
So
come with you?
now
Like,
they're
hey,
like-
yo, I can get you on guest list.
For
You
sure.
come with me.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, they love it, especially
that'd be
they
so
get to come
cool.
out and stuff. Actually, we had one of the bus tours that we did. We had my brother
Oh, that's
come
right.
on. He was like selling merch
Oh,
for
that's
us.
awesome.
That was
Oh,
like
that's
really fun
sick.
experience.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that'd
Have
be
your siblings work for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you get them involved. It's like you're helping them out.
yeah.
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 it's
It's
a
like
good time
if
for
I'm
sure.
gonna pay someone, I'd rather especially be like
Oh,
family
yeah.
and
Someone you
friends and
trust.
stuff. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
my brother and I have very different lives. He went the medical route and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I think it'd be really cool though if I could like bring him to something, have
Yeah.
him come to like if I could guest list someone
It will
on something,
happen.
that'd
It
be
will
so
happen. dude.
cool.
Yeah.
It will happen.
I will say, just based on what you guys said, I think the thing that lacked between me and my brother, because me and him aren't very close. I still love him, but we're not very
Yeah.
close.
There's still time.
We were never friends.
True.
I think that's the thing. From what you guys just said, it sounded like you had a friendly relationship
True.
with your brother.
Yeah.
But with mine, it always felt like he was trying to be like the older
The father figure.
father,
kind of, yeah.
authoritarian. Like, and he tried to be friends with me at times in my life, but it just didn't. It
Yeah.
didn't really
Didn't align.
land.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder how my youngest brother feels about me then, because him and I are 15 years apart.
Mhm.
Like, when I was a sophomore in high school, my parents are like, "Oh, we're pregnant." I'm like,
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
wow.
you
same for
haven't
me,
had
yeah.
you haven't had a child in 12 years, and you're having a. I don't understand. So it's like,
Yeah.
does he see me as like an older sister where he could have fun with, or,
Or like a
like
second
another
mom.
mom?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, I think a lot of that could, especially with the age difference, could kind of come from you and like how you like maybe try to do some fun things with them to like not
I
be
mean,
so.
like I like fuck around with him a lot because I'm just like, I'm still your older sister. I'm gonna like fuck around with you. I'm gonna like hit you on top of the head with whatever I feel like, because that's what siblings do.
flick your forehead.
Yeah.
But then like there are also times where like I have to like scold him and be like, hey yo, don't fucking do that, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how you hold yourself in comparison to your mom.
That's true. Yeah, it's the demeanor in which you go about it. It really is
Then
just
I'm
up
the
to
more
you.
fun one.
It's up to you, really. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's up to you. Yeah.
I'm the more fun one, but I spoil him to death. But yeah.
Well, we got so deep into this conversation that I just realized we totally forgot to bring up your guys' music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot
we
that we made
tangented,
music.
but this is
Maybe
such a
it's,
good one.
Yeah.
we got carried away. I'm
We
so
did.
sorry.
I do still want to talk about the dating apps thing, but
Oh, yeah.
let's maybe take a second to like switch gears real quick and like listen to some music because
Yeah.
I need
you
let's
know.
bring the energy
Yeah,
up.
let's bring the energy up a little
We've been like
bit.
so mellow and like all lovey-dovey.
Yeah. So while you guys prep this though, I did want to ask like a quick question because I know you guys used to make more like trap moombahton
That's
kind of
how I
stuff, right?
do.
Like,
Yeah,
that's how I know you
that's
guys
how I
Mix
do
of
you guys.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the vibe now, really? Like, what would you guys say is like your main vibe now?
What changed you from GTA to Good Times Ahead?
Yeah.
True. So I mean, a lot of the early stuff that we would make was a lot of like big room progressive house kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
We'd release stuff on like Steve Angelo's label and like a bunch of like European labels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then it kind of all spiraled into us working with like Skrillex and like a lot of trap and dubstep kind of stuff.
I do remember that.
And
I do remember that time.
like you guys
Red
talking
Lips.
about this, I feel like you guys started, exploring different genres as like
Yeah.
new waves and eras started, because progressive house was early on, and then trap happened, and then dubstep.
Yeah.
And now you guys are like into
Yeah.
house and like, that's crazy.
So we've just, I mean,
just grew.
our like ethos for our group has always been death to genres. And so we would just like whatever it is that we want to make, and like even outside of electronic
that.
music, we make a lot of like reggaeton beats, hip hop, and like all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You'd get along with our friend Grayson.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna bring him up. Yeah, he has a thing that's just like make music.
Just make
that's
good
you.
music.
Yeah.
exactly.
Just make music that's you. You can label it whatever you want later, but like at the end of the day, it's you.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we've always just both done that like forever.
It's good.
Um,
Stay true to you.
Yeah, and then as far as like like condensing all of that down into like a DJ set and stuff like that, it just depends. Like like we've played like Wobble Land, and we've played like this more house party stuff. We've played like all these different stuff, so we just like kind
You're
of
like everywhere.
cater to like depending what the show is
That's
or what the
cool.
vibe is and stuff. Yeah, it's more about like the energy for us, and like there's a time and a place, and like do certain things and this and that.
Love that.
And then it's catching people off guard with like a going from like a house thing to like crazy build up, and just like
your head banging.
yeah,
It's
so it's just like kind of that surprise element to it is a lot of again our ethos and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now more recently we're kind of coming back a bit more to like focus on like house and like a lot of more like big room, especially like Latin leaning like drums and
That
like big
has
drums
been.
and that kind of
We
stuff.
That's
did
been a
notice
thing,
that's
like-
been a thing. Yeah, we
I
had
think Gesture's like doing that
Gesture's
too.
been doing that. We had Dioro on recently, and he was talking about that too, and just like the Latin influence right now. I think is-
apparently Latin music is the most listened to in the United States.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah,
for
it's like
sure.
the top.
Well, because I mean,
makes sense.
and you think about it in terms of like the overall music sphere too, like Bad Bunny. You had who else?
J Balvin.
J
J Balvin,
yeah.
J Balvin,
Yeah.
and like there are a bunch of other artists too, and even regular normal pop artists are like kind of experimenting with like Latin. Didn't Justin Bieber do like
Justin
something?
Bieber did, Selena Gomez
Yeah,
did. Like
like-
a bunch of people are doing it. So
Yeah,
That's just
I
because
love
like
it.
Latin music is just so fun.
it's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It's
so
fully
groovy.
it's fully
Yeah.
global too. Like it's
Yeah.
Fully global.
And
parts.
Latin music makes you feel sexy.
Yeah.
for sure.
No,
the vibe.
that's one of the things. Like, so yeah, we're both born and raised in Miami. Like, I'm Cuban, Julio's Honduran. So like Latin
Nice.
music and
Honduran?
like
Yes, sir.
What's Honduran?
from
It's like
Honduras.
Central American, America, kind of right next.
Oh,
to
Honduras.
Yeah, Honduras.
Yeah.
Is that near Trinidad?
No, it's like next to like Nicaragua, Guatemala.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like right in the
like Central
middle.
America.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah.
I know.
I've never,
so what-
I've never been
It's
though.
like-
Low key though. Shout out
Oh,
to-
you've never been?
No, I've never been.
It's okay. I've never been to China. I'm half Chinese, so I'm
True.
trying to go. the next
Everybody,
year or
everybody
two.
always gives you a hard time too.
I
like,
know.
That should be your goal.
Yeah.
That's your goal.
That is my
I've never
goal.
been to Cuba. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
either Honduras or
Great.
Paris.
Goes
for
to
Valentine's Day.
Paris and goes to Mexico before they even go to
Home country, motherland.
Yeah, no, but the new stuff that we have now, like now, well, it'll be out already now when this airs, but we have a whole 7-track EP coming out.
Nice.
It's all moombahton with Dillon Francis.
Ah.
fun.
Oh wait,
So-
no, I've seen you guys do videos and stuff.
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, so we've been promoting like some of the like one of the songs already came out like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
But now, all these songs are going to be coming out, so I could
Nice.
definitely play you one of these.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel like Dylan's been popping up a little more. I think.
Yeah, he popped, like-
I think.
I've
podcast
s-
soon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I
Yeah.
think so. I think so. He was actually.
He did something with Nitty recently.
Yeah, and we
Okay.
had him on before, and it's funny. It'll be a full circle moment because the first episode we ever did for this podcast episode, I remember I had a story about him because I had this theory that Dillon Francis hated me, which I'm not going to go
Was
into
that the
right now.
first episode?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
he commented on the TikTok, and he was just like, "Did we just become best friends?" And so, yeah, that would be a full circle moment. But
Yeah.
I'm excited because his music's also very good, and so I'm sure the both of
He's
you
a
guys.
fun vibe.
And you guys go
Yeah,
back.
he's awesome.
Yeah, we
You
go
guys
back.
have made stuff like way back in the day too.
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a lot of kind of how we shit. Sorry. A lot of what we started for all three of us,
Yeah.
like just started doing like experimenting with moombahton a lot, especially
Yeah.
obviously Dillon and Julio as Jules was known a lot for like a lot of the moombahton stuff that they were making.
Got it.
And so a lot of this EP is kind of all three of us kind of going back and like
That's sick.
going through
Bringing
all the
it
different
back.
yeah,
Bringing it
so
back,
it's just
yeah.
been very fun, very
We even had some
nostalgic.
questions about that for you guys.
Oh, dope.
too.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
asking if you guys were going to bring moombahton back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you
here we
are.
go. We got 7 tracks
Let's
of
go.
moombahton already.
Let's go. So what's this called?
This one is called Love and Grinder.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Love and Grinder.
Wait, what? Sorry, I got distracted for like a second. What is it called?
How do you spell that? Just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
What is it called?
So this one's called Peluca.
What does that mean?
That is like
Wig.
like your wig, like putting up your hair. And this is with a friend that we work with in South America called DJ AAAR. DJ R.
Is he a pirate?
Yeah, he's also a pirate.
Oh wait, is that legit?
No.
Sorry, very naive.
Does he watch One Piece?
I do. And then it's with the vocalist out of New York called Hydra, and it's like our mix, a certain mix of moombahton. Yeah.
Sorry,
I should just keep doing that the whole time.
Hi.
I'll stop talking.
And it's just like a mix of like reggaeton kind of stuff with moomba kind of sound.
Sick.
And like all of these different tracks are all different kinds of styles of moomba and everything. So
Sick.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Shout out Dillon.
Shout out Dillon.
Shout out Dilly.
Ya llegó la madrina, la bonita pero cafre. Estoy bien bellaca. Tengo mucha calle y mucho culo.
I don't know what she's saying, but she's like spitting bars.
She's saying
bro.
she has some. What's calle?
Street?
So she's from the streets and she's got a big ass.
Hey yo. Oh, this is a vibe, bro. The drums.
If I could body roll right now, I would be like that.
Yeah. I just transported to Barcelona.
See, this is why reggaeton is, it's just sexy. It just sounds sexy.
That's right. You know all the girls are like, I just want to throw ass to this right now.
Yes, sir.
This is making me want to like dance with my partner right now.
Wait, kind of like
Well, I know she would love this shit, so I know she would love this shit.
Throw it back.
I wish I knew what she was saying. Dude, those 2 years of Spanish in high school did not work.
Mine's 4, so don't feel bad.
my 0 years of Spanish did nothing.
The girl I'm seeing also really likes girl moaning in like songs. So she's gonna love this song.
Dude, that's the part that makes this song sexy. Yeah, that moombahton beat is just so intoxicating, you know?
Yeah,
just makes you want to move.
Body roll vibes for sure.
Yeah.
Love that.
So that was Peluca.
That was sick. That was sick.
That was very
It
good.
was a good vibe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out Dillon.
It made me
Shout out Dylan. Sometimes it just makes me kind of laugh, like, because it's like, I know Dylan's been making that kind of music for like a while, but just something about like seeing Dillon Francis make that music and just like, you know, like up there, like dancing like that. Yeah.
He can throw it for sure.
It just makes me laugh in my head.
He can throw it for sure. He got some back on him for sure.
I love that. Hell yeah. Yeah. Do you wanna bring the box out and show us what you got there?
No.
Okay.
Wait, what is this next on my leg?
Whoa.
Whoa.
No,
where did that come from?
Whoa, look at this.
What is that?
Look at the three-headed dragon on this box.
Wait, is it a dragon?
Yeah.
So
I thought
what
it was
do you
a
got there?
fox at
This is a
first.
three-headed dragon.
Is
You
it
know
a
what multi-headed
Hydra?
dragons are called? Hydra.
Oh, it makes sense.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Is that what they're really called?
Yeah, a Hydra. You know the dragon that Hercules that cuts its head in two grown
Now it
bells?
makes sense, Mickey. Whoa.
I was 8 years old.
Bam!
Bam.
Oh wow, look at that.
Damn, that's
look at the
sick.
Hydra bag. It's
All
so
right.
sick.
Yeah. So
sick.
this
That's
is a
very
Hydra
clever.
pack by LED Hydra that they sent us.
EDM
By
Finesse.
EDM Finesse. It's got an LED display on the front.
Whoa.
So yeah, you can literally just play like videos and shit while you're like walking around in the festival.
Whoa.
So I guess Nan's gonna go and plug it in and see what starts popping up.
How do I do that again?
It's in the it's in the front pocket.
Oh, it's in the
Front.
There's so
pocket.
many pockets.
This
Wow.
thing is useful. It has like water. But you know what's funny? It has these things, even though it's a Hydra bag to begin with.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, that's good for like fans.
Yeah.
You know, like,
To make sure
fans.
you're hydrated.
Damn, that's nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, so it's got
You
the
can put, like,
default
you could
graphics on it, but
Put your own graphics on it.
Whoa.
I put a picture of my dog last time.
Nice.
Whoa.
That's sick.
That's
This
good
is really
quality.
cool.
We also figured out
Dude,
that you
feel
could.
this.
you
It's
could-
really good quality.
We
and
also
everything.
figured out that you could play Tetris on it.
Damn,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah, you can like.
Yeah,
play
you
some
can
games on
literally
there.
play games. You can play Tetris and Snake on there.
So imagine like you're just waiting for like the next set to start and you're on the ground and you're just playing Tetris.
Yeah, you got an anti-theft pocket.
Just
in
gonna
the
put a
back.
full episode
Dude.
of The Office on there.
Yeah.
We were
We
talking
did
about
talk
that.
about that.
Yeah, we were like, dude, could you put a movie on there? Technically,
That'd be sick.
If
People
you-
just follow you around trying to watch the
like if
movie.
you could convert a
Hold
movie
on.
into GIF form, you could probably do that. You
Yeah.
could probably put it on
Oh
there.
yeah, it's got the little hole for the.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the
for the
Hydra.
Hydra.
Pretty
It's-
cool.
Let me show
Wow.
you something that I think is
So
like,
many features.
really cool.
Yeah.
Just from what I'm seeing here.
Sick.
Like you put that straw through the back, right?
Yeah.
And you could have it on either side.
Yeah, you could
Sick.
put it.
Because
Yeah,
some people like
So
on
it's
the
not
right, some
knocking
people
you in the
left.
Yeah,
face
yeah.
when you're
And then
dancing.
this little clip thing.
he's so
Yeah.
bent on
This
that.
is still
Yes,
nice,
with the-
bro.
yeah.
Because then it stays in front. Because like I'm a headbanger, she's a headbanger. We all know this. When you're headbanging and that straw is hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
Dude, I've whacked myself in the face so many times with that straw.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Headbanging is a dangerous sport.
It's dangerous.
It's
It's
dangerous.
very
It
dangerous.
really
Oh no,
do,
I
dude.
have at least 2 to 3 friends who have knocked out their teeth
Damn.
from headbanging.
Someone
My
should do
God.
like headbanging insurance.
Huh? Yeah, you want to start it?
Wow,
Dude, you know,
I'll sign up.
business venture.
Yeah.
that's a
I'll
great
sign up.
market
idea.
for like dentists. You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Imagine a dentist just outside the rave, like
Rail
did you
rider
just-
insurance.
Yeah, did you just break your tooth on the rail?
I mean, they have
me a
they have
call.
nurses and stuff. Why can't they have dentists?
Yeah.
Say.
Damn.
But the
Anyway.
backpack's sick though. Yeah.
Anyway, if anyone wants to check out the EDM Hydra from EDM
No,
Finesse,
LED Hydra.
LED Hydra from EDM Finesse, go check it out. It's really sick. It forms to your body. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's got
It's like-
reflective.
Doesn't it come with its
straps.
own like power bank thing?
No,
Wow.
you can buy the package that has that, but you can also just buy the pack alone, and it'll be a little cheaper. But
Nice.
yeah, if you guys want to go check them out, you can use code I'm Peaking, save you some money off of it, and yeah, they're really cool. I programmed anime gifs all over mine.
Are you gonna get one?
I'm gonna order one right now.
Hell yeah!
Are you really?
Let's go.
But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you EDM Finesse for sponsoring this episode. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Nice job.
And speaking on that too, just on the whole technology thing, I know we've talked about
Do I need
this.
to keep this up here?
If you want, you can. Yeah,
You could be your buddy for the rest of the day.
yeah. There you
for
go. You
the
gotta get your arm
episode.
around it. So it's like,
It's,
why don't you
it's
sing
your
it a
rave.
lullaby?
It's your rave babe.
Yeah. I know there's been a lot of like.
What's your name?
Hydra.
So where did you guys meet?
Yeah.
It was a faithful Wednesday in January.
Nice. Was
You
it
mean
after the
Thursday?
3-month rule?
Huh?
The 3-month rule.
Yeah.
Yes, it was 3-month rule talking online. It was
Nice,
Faithful
nice.
Thursday in January.
Nice.
And you know, she just kind of showed up at my job. I
Wow.
was working,
Wow.
like popped in like
Love
a
at first
present.
sight.
Wow.
No,
Keeps you hydrated and everything.
dude,
Wow.
you know
She takes care of you.
Oh my god.
the rest is history.
Amazing.
This analogy has gone
Wow.
too far.
I'm ordering one of these right now for real.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, using that as like a launch pad for us, like there's been so many new like technological advances in, I mean, just in general,
In
but
raving?
like,
Yeah.
but in raving too.
Yeah.
You know, so actually we went to Decadence for New Year's, and someone like in our group had these new Ray-Bans that have a camera built into
Whoa.
it.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
I've seen that, yeah.
Which is like cool, it's really cool, but also like could be like an invasion of privacy also.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that's like a big, that would be like a big
I think I've seen a video
controversial
of
topic.
Alesso. He did record a part of like him playing a set with the glasses on.
Oh, that's cool.
Would you guys do it?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If they make a prescription, I'm down. Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's like that's such an interesting thing though, because it's like, do you guys feel like that could be like invasion of privacy? Like I wouldn't be surprised if there are like laws soon that say like you have to give you have to get consent.
I feel like
for sure.
Well, here's the thing: you already have to get a consent.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, unless it's because I did the whole journalism thing and filming and stuff, but you can't film on private property. So technically, are raves private property since they're in a venue?
Yeah.
Huh.
Technically, yes, they are a
Interesting.
private event. I mean, you're paying to be there.
Yeah.
So you get like permits and
Because
stuff.
malls,
or
you
hear
can't
it
film
with
in
the-
malls. Malls is like restricted. You can't do that.
Yeah, technically speaking,
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, no one's gonna really come after you.
Yeah.
Probably kick you out and stuff.
But
Yeah.
And-
but that's why it's really frustrating because I remember recording things back in high school for like in the mall and stuff, and they'd always get on my ass for it. I'm like, I'm a 15-year-old kid. What is the problem? It's because they could get sued.
For sure.
I
Yeah,
think
of course.
a problem with those glasses is like people just don't want to be filmed like that.
Exactly. While they're
because sometimes like
on
it's
pre-workout,
it's a
you
big
know?
thing. It's a big thing where like I don't understand why people film other people, not in their right minds, because it's kind of like
Here,
It's messed up.
It's messed up.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing though, and I agree with you guys, but I just want to throw this out there. The only difference is from a phone and these glasses is, well, it takes a second for someone to pull out their phone and you could just
You
stop.
see-
You can see it coming.
Right.
Where these glasses, you just see
you don't
see the
know.
tiny little light in the
it's
corner.
kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some Black Mirror shit.
Oh, 100%.
That is some Black Mirror shit.
I will say this though, those things are very obvious.
Huh.
I've seen people with them.
Are they because they're kind of bulky, right?
Yeah, they are bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like Ray-Bans,
They're like just
and
giant.
you can see the
They're like-
cameras on
the
the
rims
side.
are like really like
Yeah.
they're like this thick,
Yeah.
but like maybe
Yeah.
even a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
and
These
you
are actually
can kind of
sunglasses.
see the camera on the corner.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard to catch, and then there is a tiny light.
Dude, I feel like
like a record light, and it's not like a red
there
light
should
where you
be.
can't see.
Yeah.
It's a white light.
Yeah.
So like you can definitely see.
I mean, 5-10 years from now, it's going to get smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, I feel like
Crazy.
unless you're a spy, it's like, they
That's
shouldn't
some
I don't
be-
know,
shit.
man. I just
Yeah.
feel like now more than ever, like a bunch of Black Mirror episodes are like coming to life. Have you guys watched the movie Leave the World Behind?
I have.
I feel like I just
it's
did.
crazy.
Who just told me about
Oh my
that?
god!
That's the one where
Tony just told me about that, I think.
Like the Obamas, like executive produced
Tony
it.
just
Yeah.
and he was saying that like people were like programming Teslas and stuff to like block the roads and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
there's
yeah.
like an apocalypse going on where like they, it was like cyborg security,
Yeah.
and they were like,
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Don't give the whole movie
No, it's cool.
away.
no, that's the whole premise of the
Okay,
thing.
okay,
Like
okay.
It's
it's an
definitely hard.
apocalypse because
Yeah.
like they're attacking through cyber
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. That's like here in the US and like nobody knows what's going on or like
Yeah.
anything. Like it's pretty crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like scary because it's like very plausible of what happens there.
I think
Yeah.
that's the point of the movie. They were kind of
Right.
like foreshadowing everything. So I feel like when it comes to like maybe the end of the world, you won't even be nukes.
Yeah.
It would be like
End of the
Cyber.
internet or like
and
cyber.
the internet, and people will go
Well,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I our graphic designer, I got dinner with him last Friday, and he was telling me about the movie, and he was just saying how it's kind of like changed his perspective on his current like, like where he is in life right now and how connected he is to social media.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, it's kind of inspired me to like unplug more from social media and from,
Yeah.
technology, because what would you realistically do in that scenario? Because we have all these
We're
skills.
so dependent on social media
Yeah,
and
and
technology
like our
now.
skill set is very dependent on
Yeah.
technology, so it's like, what do we do in a situation where we don't
We
have
go back
that?
to cavemen.
Yeah, this is the time where I'm like glad I was in Boy Scouts, and I'm like glad I like learned my knots, and like glad I took the wilderness survival
Little
merit
Devin in his
badge.
stash with all his buttons.
Dude, I had to make a shelter and live in it out in the wilderness for a
Nice.
night. It was crazy.
Same.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, no, were you in Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
Roy Scouts.
Are you an Eagle?
I was not. I didn't get like that far along
damn.
into it, but I was
Yeah.
just like, I was always like kind of, and my dad and stuff, always kind of like outdoors kind of dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like we were always like out doing
That
stuff.
was my
and, like,
stepdad too.
Nice.
Uh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why also like it's part of the reason I live in Denver in Colorado. Like
Yeah.
I'm just
nature.
out in nature all the time and like
Yeah.
hiking
Yeah.
and just
Damn.
outdoors.
Since we like depend on technology, what would you guys do if like your computer crashed? Because
Just
you're a
start
DJ.
beatboxing.
Okay. Yeah.
Start singing. Sure.
Honestly, I don't know. Probably just like
Gotta
Cry?
switch back to analog.
Cry, yeah.
Cry and think
I'd probably cry. But then what would you do after you cried?
Find food. Then cry a little more.
Yeah, crying takes a lot of energy.
It
So.
is a lot,
yeah.
You're dehydrating yourself from all those tears.
Yeah, then you would
But
need-
if you had the backpack,
If you had the backpack,
Yeah.
you take care of.
Gotta call back to the backpack. I love that. Just fucking the apocalypse is happening, but hey, I got my LED Hydra.
Dude, hell yeah,
Yo,
dude.
this should be like playing like movies and shit on the back, dude.
But what happens if it runs out of battery?
I could rock the apocalypse in style, you know?
for sure.
When it runs out of battery, then you're screwed.
if there was an apocalypse, where would you go? I'd go to Costco.
Heavy.
Oh, that's a good call.
Depends on what kind of apocalypse it is.
Yeah, if it's like a zombie apocalypse, maybe like Bass Pro Shops or something.
Ooh, true.
Ah,
Something smaller.
Okay.
You don't want to go somewhere where you have to cover all the entrances.
Damn.
Yeah. If it was a zombie apocalypse, I would try to go to an island somehow.
Yeah, the city would be the worst place to be.
100% do not go into the city.
Or even even if it wasn't a zombie apocalypse, just any like like the cyber apocalypse, you know, like
Do
the
not.
city would be the
City,
worst place to be.
get
City's
away.
the worst
Do
place
not.
to be.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the main points, especially of that movie and stuff, is just like how divided people seem to be and stuff
Yeah.
about it. And like none of that really matters. And
Yeah.
like there's so much of that going on. Like we should really just be human to human with each other.
Yeah,
Because it's all a bunch of stuff that like, I mean, none of us can have any control over, but we're like
Exactly.
so divided about it for some
Exactly.
reason.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
we're dependent on these things that like we don't really have any control over.
But
Yeah.
it's nuts how far technology has grown, and it's only been what since the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's only been like 30,
Good
30
20, 30 years.
Yeah.
How did it grow so fast? What's going on? Did aliens come and help us build this shit? Like,
Honestly, no. I mean, I think it's just like once you get the right technology. Because my dad was actually an electrical engineer.
Yeah.
And before the switch into the digital era, he retired, so he wasn't a part of that. But it's like once we got access to this field of like technology that we have, we're still mining it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's why we've been advancing so quickly. It's just
Yeah.
like we haven't fully tapped into the digital
Yeah.
everything yet.
And now with
Yeah.
like AI stuff, like it's just going to get even crazier.
Oh,
fast.
yeah.
100%.
dude, AI is gonna fucking run the world. That's another point of like the whole thing is just like, dude, AI is doing everything. Like, yes, it's a blessing, but what's the limit? Where do
I
we
know.
stop?
I just
good
think
and
of
bad.
Resident Evil whenever I.
Well,
oh
like,
my god.
what would you have done? Like, if like DJing didn't exist, like you can't work a computer, what would you be doing?
I mean, it depends on what else is going on in the world, but if
Yeah.
like the world wasn't ending as well,
Yeah, like
And I
okay,
would just
pretend
keep-
there's no apocalypse, but
Yeah.
you're not a DJ. What would you be doing?
I mean, I don't know, just make sure that I can live normally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, probably like labor or something like,
Construction.
yeah, I don't know. That's,
Ah.
just
Nice.
something to put food on the table and be happy. I don't know.
I'd get into gardening and figuring out how to like
Nice.
be able to like
Farming
sustain
and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you be
Cultivation.
Farming.
would you be a
Running a farm would be
herbologist
cool.
or a farmer?
Say that again.
Herbologist or a farmer?
Farmer.
Ah,
Yeah.
I think I'd probably get into farming.
Yeah. Michelle and I were talking about that before. We're like, it'd be cool to have a farm.
So it's a lot of work, man.
It would be a lot
That's
of
a
work.
lot of
Yeah.
I used to work on a farm every summer
Yeah.
because family in Thailand. Granted, not your typical like chicken farm. I'm talking like alligator farm,
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
oh, wow.
among other things.
That's wild.
Cool.
That's
It's,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
it's Thailand. Like this is
That's cool.
That's like normal.
Yeah. Sounds like some Florida shit.
Honestly, honestly.
Sounds like some Steve Irwin shit.
Only thing I didn't do was chop a chicken's head off, and I know that's like a normal, like that's how you do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, 8. I don't think you should teach me how to do that.
Let alone
Yeah.
have a child carry a knife.
They taught me how to cook, so or at least when I was there, because my parents didn't teach me how to do that. So when I was with my aunt, that side of the family and stuff, I did learn how to use a knife quickly. Even though I didn't need to. It was like knowing how to safely use these things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is a good thing now, because now I know how to kind of cook.
Yeah. That's how I grew up in Miami. I mean, being Cuban and stuff, like we'd go on all the special occasions, we'd go to the farm and like pick out the pig for the, the New Year's celebration or whatever, like do those kind of things. And then you'd hear all of the noises and everything. And like out would come, the the pig and we take it home and all that stuff. It's just like,
You're like, well then.
holy, well, that's how the world works.
Yeah,
Like,
that's when I went to the Philippines. They were like, "Oh, pick a chicken." I was like,
yeah.
You guys can pick it. I'll just eat it later. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of like morbid and like not, it's uncomfortable, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
sorry
that's
to
how
all the
life
vegetarians and vegans out there.
works.
Yeah,
you know?
literally,
This
Michelle.
is this is kind of graphic. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I've only done that kind of thing at Red Lobster.
No, same. Not gonna lie, same. But it was like an Asian market, and my dad would just get the crab live,
Yeah.
Oh, I've had to do that.
and then
Yeah.
they brought
Yeah.
it home
And kill
then,
it, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you don't kill it. You just boil it.
Boil
You
it.
just go
Boil it.
straight to boiling it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
killing.
Well, it's killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's torture first. It's so like when I think about it as an adult, I'm like, are you torturing it first, technically speaking?
It's a bit much.
Right? Like,
I would. Sorry, no, I'm stopped because sorry for the vegans and vegetarians. I'm stopping here.
Yeah.
yeah, fuck broccoli.
I mean, it is like one of those things though, where it's like if you are someone who hunts your own food and like kills your own food, then it's kind of like that's like
Dad, that's what we have to
that's
go
like the
back to.
natural.
It's respectful, I think.
Yeah, it's respectful because that's the natural like order.
Dude,
of
if
things,
we
right?
go back to caveman, that's what we had to do in order to
Yeah.
survive.
Oh,
so
for
that
sure.
would probably be the first thing all the guys would have to learn is how to go and hunt and
Yeah.
kill animals.
I
and
think
cook them.
I think fishing. Fishing is probably one of the first things that like everyone should know how to do.
Yeah.
True.
And not just fish, but like also killing the fish afterwards.
yeah,
True.
gutting it and like
Yeah.
cleaning it. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. 100%.
Also, fishing is awesome.
Fishing is awesome.
Oh God, it's so fun.
I like fishing.
Is that what you
Yeah.
like doing outside?
Yeah, a bit.
Your hobbies,
like,
yeah?
there's a bunch of like lakes and stuff, and me and my buddy just take our kayaks and just go out fishing. Drink a couple beers, like smoke a joint.
That's
and-
sick.
Nice.
Hell yeah. I haven't had that fishing experience because most of the fishing I did was when I was younger.
Sure.
But there was one time I went to, so my dad is from Michigan and
Yeah.
we went to go visit his cousin who lived at a house that had a giant lake in the
Sick.
backyard.
Hell yeah.
And it was connected to a bunch of other houses. So like, think of it as like this lake and all the houses surrounding it. That was like,
Like
the
around- yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
And so I made friends with this other kid who was like in this other house and we went fishing and there was a fish that we caught that was so big that this friend literally had to get in the water to like grab it. And it was literally, I kid you not, it was this big.
Sick.
It was crazy.
Hell yeah.
You
That's
wrestled
like,
a fish.
yeah, no, literally like, and we were so happy. Like it was like one of our most proudest moments.
Did you take that typical fish holding the guy holding the fish
up,
in a
yeah.
picture?
There's a picture somewhere, yeah, of us doing that, but it was so long. This is like 2005. Like
So we're talking film
2004.
camera, printed
Way
at
back in the
Kodak
day. Cell
somewhere.
phones were like just becoming a thing, maybe. But yeah, no, and then we like made a little like fort to like keep it in because we were gonna gut the fish and like cook it and stuff. And then we went to like go to dinner, and then when we came back, the fish had gotten out. So we were like, damn.
Oh damn.
But hey, we had that core memory, so it's all good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Do you ever
awesome.
talk to that kid anymore?
No, it was so long ago, dude. I was in like 5th or 6th grade.
So he didn't pass the 3-month.
Did you pass that?
He didn't pass that 3-month rule.
Yeah, he did not.
Not everyone can make it, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this was not meant to
Survival
be.
of
It's
the
not meant to be.
fittest.
I do want to say though, because I know we did want to go back to the dating app. I kind of
yeah.
wanted to talk about the dating apps thing because just in how much dating apps in general have had an impact on our like society and just the amount of access that you get with it. And I know you guys have been in long-term relationships, so it's a little harder to comment on, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on just like what you guys think about dating apps.
I've never personally used it, but I've had friends, of course, that like tell me about their experiences and stuff.
Yeah,
and
same.
I personally, like the kind of person I am, I'm way too shy to kind of just blind date it like that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of just go off of a, swipe
Yeah.
type thing. But yeah, I feel like there's plenty of relationships that have sprouted from that too, and I'm sure it's
For
like
sure.
definitely a way to like make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know a couple of people that are in long-term relationships from that. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a
It
thing and it
works.
works.
It definitely works.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, again, I've been in a relationship the whole time, so I've never like really delved into any of it. But,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I like, to me, I've always there's just something about like in-person thing that
How do
is
you guys
just-
feel about the fact that some of these apps charge? Like,
Oh my God. Like Tinder, I think it's like $300 or something per
I'm
month.
sorry, what?
No, it's not 300. It's like 30. For
there's
Tinder
like
premium.
a premium.
Yeah.
Oh
there's
yeah,
like-
for the premium
there's like
premium probably.
Tinder Red, Tinder Gold.
And I know
Yeah.
a lot of.
Wait, what's premium?
Yeah, wait,
Like,
what
what does that
would you
get you?
even get?
I don't know. There's just either way, paying for dating apps is fucking weird because it's like unlimited swipes.
Well, once upon a time, I did try it out for 1 month just to see what it was like, and the only real benefit you get is like who swiped on you first. I think. I'm pretty sure.
But I feel like for different dating apps, it's different because for Tinder, people just hook up.
Well, not necessarily. Like, it does
depends.
depend because I know people who met on
Really?
Tinder who are in long-term relationships today. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there is an underlying.
Is it based on like the actual like time where they actually met on Tinder? Because I feel like in the beginning, Tinder was like, oh yeah, you find your significant other on it, but now it just grew into like, oh, we're just here to hook up.
Yeah, wait, didn't you have like some sort of you had some sort of like controversial theory or something like that on
Conspiracy
Tinder?
theory.
Conspiracy theory, there you go. On like Tinder, like not making it so that you can like meet your partner or something. Like they want you to stay on the app. They don't want you to.
Oh, yeah,
versus an app like Hinge, where Hinge's motto is literally
delete the
made
app.
to delete.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think just Tinder is just like you're just going to see. I don't know
see what's available.
See what's
Oh,
available.
it sounds so gross when you
Okay,
say it like
that's
that.
weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But like it's just like
Go fishing.
because they
That's even
I feel like
worse.
they would kind of purposely put people that won't match.
I saw it out the corner of my eye.
I feel like sometimes these dating apps purposely like match you with people that aren't.
You're compatible.
But
thing.
to keep you on the app.
True.
They probably keep the ones who pay for the app on the app.
Damn.
Yeah, well, that is.
Is that premium?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, because like Tinder you just swipe, but I know Hinge like you actually get to write your bio, you get to like have your voice on there, your likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
So I guess it's different for each app.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on who they like market it to because I feel like for a long time it was being marketed mostly to like college kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and like let's be real, in college a lot of people weren't looking to like make a real connection. They were looking for like I'm trying to experience, I'm trying to like get out of my comfort zone because I can speak for myself. Like early college, when I started using Tinder, I'm too shy. I was way too shy. I'm still shy.
Yeah.
There was no fucking way I was gonna actually meet up with these people.
Yeah.
But I wanted to because I'm also like 18 and starting to 18 and horny. Let's just put it like that. Like let's just put it like
Hey,
that.
no shame. We're all going
It is
through
what
shit
it
at that
is.
age.
But I was too shy to actually like meet up with anybody. So I know I swiped and had conversations and started talking. It was slowly getting me out of my comfort zone of like discomfort and whatnot. And in a way, it helped me actually meet people and talk to people outside. Maybe not the people I matched with,
Right.
Yeah.
but with like actual people.
I think that Bumble, or I forgot which app, but like they have their own section where you could find friends.
Yeah,
That's
Bumble.
Bumble. Yeah.
That's cool.
And to speak on the Tinder thing, I met one of my college girlfriends on Tinder actually. So it's definitely like
It works.
possible. Yeah, it works. And it is one of those things where it's like when I was on the app, it was like I don't really know what I'm looking for. Kind of just like I'm kind of just going with the flow of of things, right?
To be fair, if it is marketed to college students, it's the whole point is I'm helping. It's here to help you figure out what you want, what you're looking for.
Yeah, but it is crazy because the amount of access that it's like, I think created. It's almost created this like demographic of people that like I don't know. Maybe it's more of an LA thing. I think it definitely depends on what city you're in, what location you're in.
Yeah.
But like I know, for example, like just take LA. I think I was watching it was a podcast or a video or something on this where it's like, dude, girls who are like on dating apps or they're on like Tinder or whatever, that the first thing they're looking at your height. If your height isn't above like a certain thing, they're immediately swiping onto the next. It doesn't matter how hot you are, it doesn't matter like whatever, how good looking you are, it doesn't matter what your response is, your bio is, they're just on to the next.
To be
so
fair,
it's like creating that access,
To be fair,
too many choices.
To be fair, it's because if they swipe right, they're going to get a match. Generally speaking, a lot of the girls that I know anyway,
Yeah, that's true.
every time they swipe
That
right,
is true.
it's a match.
It's a numbers game.
But for guys, it's like you could swipe right for like 100 people and not get a match.
True.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Which is like kind of depressing when you think
It's
about
rough out
it.
there, yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, the I would say the advantage is definitely more. What?
She said she's saying it so
no.
She's saying it so monotone. I was like, oh, that's sad because she's never been on apps.
Oh yeah.
You know, she's like, yeah, that's sad.
Well, I would say that the dating apps are a little more geared towards the women, but just in terms of like the options, because I think that where they're at a disadvantage is actually meeting the people and seeing if this person is a long-term, like an actual like viable long-term option. Because a lot of guys that are on dating apps, at least from my experience and through a lot of my friends, typically they're mostly on there because they don't know what they want and they want to like have fun and experiment, you know? So it's like most of the girls are on there to meet a long-term guy. Most of the guys are on there because they just want to, you know what's funny though? You know what's funny though?
I've thought about this. Back in college, around a lot of what you said is true, but at the same time, nobody is there looking for the one. Does that make sense? Guys are looking for girls to, you know, fuck because they don't know what they want yet. And girls are looking for a long-term relationship to figure out what they want. They don't actually want to be with that guy. Yeah. Like the number of people who's like, oh yeah, I'm just, because I remember this in college and it baffled me. She's like, oh yeah, I'm probably not going to marry him, but you've been dating for like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, yeah, I was just trying to like figure out what I wanted and like.
That's kind of valid.
Yeah, but like you dated this guy for 2 years and he wants like the real thing with you.
That's kind of like where mutual understanding comes in. Like you guys have those conversations.
Yeah, that's where it's like you have to have those conversations. Because there's this one couple I know. It's my big and his girlfriend of like many years now. They both were on the same page off the bat. We're just gonna fuck. We're not gonna do anything. And then they did, and they really enjoyed each other's company. Like, you know what? Let's just be fuck buddies and let's not think about it because he was a senior, she was a sophomore, so like it wasn't gonna work out. Then literally when time came to end it, they're like, do you want to give the relationship a shot? Yeah, that was 6 years ago and they're still dating.
Nice.
So I'm like, when you're on the same page, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. They were on the same page from the get-go. It's like, hey, we just want to do this. You know what? Let's try this. You know what? Let's try this.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't know what that is until you're like in that situation, you know?
Yep. They were adamant on breaking up or ending it, and then they didn't. And I'm so happy they didn't because they're fucking perfect for each other.
That's cool.
Yeah. Is there?
So cute.
Is there dating app for ravers?
I don't think it's like specifically for ravers, but there's like apps like Radiate where you can meet people.
Oh, right,
other people.
Like you can create like
ravers.
meet rave fam and like just meet people who are also going to raves and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's
other than rave exchange.
I don't think it's specific.
Yeah, I don't think it's specifically for dating. Although, hey, could be interesting.
There's another business right there.
It could be true.
Yeah. Headbang insurance.
Headbang insurance.
Dude, we got so many.
Shark Tank, hit us up.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, for reals, man. We should all be on Shark Tank.
Nah. Shark Tank should come and see us on here.
Yeah.
That's right.
That too.
That's right, Mark Cuban.
Didn't he just like leave
calling you out? Did he what?
Didn't he just leave the show? I could have sworn he just left the show.
Oh, did he? I don't even. I've not even really seen
something
that.
on TikTok the other day because he's working on other things right now. Yeah.
Oh,
they can temporarily leave the show. They don't have to be on the show forever.
B-Box was just on. They were just on Shark Tank, I think.
Not too long ago. Hell yeah! Shout out Beatbox.
Yeah,
I love Beatbox.
Love Beatbox.
But yeah. What were we talking about?
Rave. If there's a raving day, but is dating a non-raver like? You don't want to do it? Is it?
For me,
is it a deal breaker?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys answer first. I mean, you guys are already in long-term relationships.
Yeah, but like if you were like, is dating someone that doesn't like EDM a deal breaker?
Yeah, like my girl likes EDM and she loves to come to like shows. And before we were dating, she liked EDM. So for me, I don't know if it would be a deal breaker, but it definitely, like, especially in this line of work, I'm like, you kind of have to a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think definitely like liking music and like just having a good time and stuff, and that stuff is very important. I mean, that's one of the things that brought us together. You don't have to be like a diehard raver and stuff.
But at least like enjoy it.
You should like generally the same type of music. I feel like it 100% does benefit your relationship when you guys like generally the same type of music. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but I think like you'll get along a lot better if you guys can bond over like songs together.
Do you guys know anybody, which I don't know if I've ever really met anybody, but I know there's some people out there that don't really like or care for music at all?
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I've definitely met people who don't care for music, but that's just because they were raised in a way where music just wasn't important to
Your
them.
parents.
Who are you?
But I love music.
No, your parents though.
Oh, you know what? That's fair, but it's hard to say because they are a part of it. Like it's a different culture, you know.
But that's a thing though. You know?
I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna generalize all Thai people, but like 90% of Thailand is being Buddhist. So like,
True.
they just
yeah.
listen to chants.
Right.
You know, they listen to
that's still music, you know. That's
Yeah.
still like
Yeah.
So you're feeling some sound in that
Yeah,
way.
that's true.
But like I'm tired. There's people that like literally don't listen to any music at all. Like it does nothing
Yeah.
for them.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
That must be like I wonder if they're like lacking like a certain
It's
like
so
chemical or
interesting.
something like in the brain because isn't that
Well,
like
unless they find that stimulus through something else.
that's true.
Yeah, like
True.
shows.
That's
Yeah.
true.
What if instead of listening to music, you're just listening to a TV show all the time?
Yeah.
True.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's very common too. Like now that I'm thinking about it, like my grandpa, I have never once seen him listen to music, never once. But I always see him watching basketball. I always see him like
Yeah, it's always something
watching like
else.
the Chinese like news stations and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like
To
that's
not enjoy sound and be in silence at all times, that's wild.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't.
Scary.
I'd go crazy.
I'd
Yeah.
go crazy.
that's just like it being like Buddhist. That's like just
Oh,
being a
no.
monk at that point. I feel
I'm so sorry to all people who are deaf.
True.
yeah.
True. They can still feel like subwoofers and
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah,
Like, stuff.
and they
Yeah.
get the stimulus from other things, you know.
Bro,
Yeah.
have you seen those American Sign Language people at
I love them.
they're
Yeah.
awesome.
I love them
Dude,
so much.
they have like moves. I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
yo.
going ham
I-
up there. It's great.
I think I saw a video of one that was at a dubstep show. So imagine sign languaging like on the
Yeah.
There's
what
a
if
guy
the
on TikTok who does that. It's so funny.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
That's so cool.
Now the classic Waka Flocka one.
yes.
He's
Yes.
and he's like with the side lady, he's like throwing up the
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh
so
my
funny.
god, that just reminds me of the one woman who got caught for impersonating sign language. Did you see
Oh,
that? On, like,
Yes,
the,
yes, yes.
and she like somehow got into this like really important like nations meeting or something, and then she was just like doing like random shit.
My question is, how did she
How did she
truly
get that far?
believe that she was gonna get away
Bro,
with it?
she must have watched Catch Me If You Can so many times. It's just like
She was like, I'm gonna just own
Leonardo
it.
DiCaprio's
Yeah, like, how
character
far
was
can I go with this?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna commit to it, and when I get caught, I get caught.
That's so
Would
funny.
you guys have a translator at your show? I think that'd be sick.
Yeah, we've played a couple shows where they've had some like on stage and stuff. It's cool. It's super cool. I think it's really awesome.
Yeah.
We also
For
play a lot
sure.
of vocals too, so
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really inclusive.
Yeah,
That's,
it's
that's
very
good.
inclusive.
That's good. And it should be, it should always be like that.
I do like that they're doing that more because that people automatically assume if you're deaf, you're not gonna go to a concert or
Yeah.
like anything music related. But it's like that's not true.
Yeah.
People still want to listen to music or
Yeah.
feel music.
Everyone's
Yeah.
different. Yeah. Real quick though, I wanted to go back to the non-raver thing though, because I know Nan, we have a friend who has a boyfriend who actually,
I'm not gonna name her because
Yeah.
that's her, but she has loved hardstyle for a very long time.
True.
And I don't know when she started dating her now boyfriend, but he doesn't like EDM at all whatsoever. And like we're going to festivals with her all the time.
Yeah.
And I always
It's
wonder,
part
like,
of her brand.
I've never met your boyfriend ever. And she's like, oh, it's because I only ever see her at festivals and stuff. She's like, oh, he doesn't like it. But honestly, I'm very confident. Like me and him are like, we don't have to have the same hobbies, you know?
Yeah.
Because for her, it's like she loves doing that, and she's still connected to her boyfriend through like powerlifting and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Depends
they
on what your
connect in that
threshold
way.
is, you know?
Like apparently he went to one show with her, like a Beyond show. Like it was like more feelsy,
Yeah.
not too hard. He hated it. It wasn't his thing, and it wasn't like, oh, I hate what you like. It was just like it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like you
That's
can go
okay.
do the thing that you enjoy.
Yeah.
as long as you can be honest, that's
Yeah.
most important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
respectful.
And
Yeah.
respectful,
Yeah.
I think it's important when
Sorry.
What was that?
turn
alarm.
off your alarms.
I had to make our nostalgics post. That's
Fair
fine.
enough. I know that like because I was about to say like I used to not think it was a deal breaker, but it's kind of a deal breaker now just because of how big it is in my life. Like
Yeah.
for our friend, that's her hobby.
Yeah.
For me, being in the EDM space, going to festivals, raving, that's my career.
Yeah.
Like doing everything I do, it's my career.
Yeah.
So that being said, just to finalize that thought, my ex loved her to death. We're no longer together, but that was one of the reasons why I didn't really work out is because this is not the life that she wanted to live, you know, like,
Yeah.
and the music, like she fell asleep at Beyond.
Dang.
That's crazy.
She
Yeah.
did.
That's crazy.
So-
I've fallen asleep at EDC. I think it was just like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was tired.
Yeah, that's because you were tired.
Was she like
Mickey's a
legit? Like,
grandma.
This was
Felt-
7 p.m.
Wow.
Dang.
okay, I am not 7 p.m. Devin.
Damn.
But no,
Yeah,
that
no, but she
that
just
goes
didn't
to
really
show
like-
this was not her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
totally
it's just
fine.
not really her
Yeah,
thing.
it
Yeah.
was not her thing. She couldn't really
Yeah.
stay up past 9 p.m. anyway.
Exactly.
You were talking about how your friend and her boyfriend don't.
like,
yeah.
They so basically they're totally okay with having different hobbies and it works out. So it's like not a deal breaker for them. But I do recognize because of how heavily connected I am to this EDM music, all that stuff. Whoever my partner might be has to be like enjoy it a little bit more, because it's like if they're so against or unable to be a part of that kind of lifestyle, well then you can't really be a part of like a big part of my life.
Right.
So it's gonna and it's not to say, hey, fuck you, we're never gonna date. It's like we're already gonna have it, like it's gonna be rough from the get go.
It's gonna be a big issue.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's nothing to say that they're like not a good person or they couldn't have been like a great partner to me.
Yeah.
It's just how are we going to move forward if 90% of my life is this stuff and you want nothing to do with it?
What would you have done if like your partners just didn't like your lifestyle?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we probably wouldn't be together.
Yeah.
I just like
Kind
wouldn't.
of like a simple,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked out.
Yeah. I mean, music's always been a huge part of my life in every kind of way. And I thankfully fell into it as a career.
Yeah.
And it's just such a huge part of my life
Yeah.
that, like it would have to be. I mean, that's been one of the biggest things that brought me and Paloma together.
Yeah.
Was, I mean, even still now, like she's almost kind of like my A&R sometimes. Like, she shows me so much
Nice.
underground music and
Yeah.
stuff,
Like
like
language.
like so much cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of like it's so simple when you think about it, because like I don't think I'd even be attracted to someone who didn't like EDM music. Like that's why it'd be a deal breaker. Is like if you don't enjoy music, I don't know how to even be attracted to you.
Interesting.
I think it's just like being able to connect on a deeper level with someone, and an easier way to do that is through, sound and music. But just on what you were saying, just about like supporting, your career and everything, I think that's just an important thing in general, is that like, if your partner doesn't in general support your career path and like what you're trying to do with it, then, it probably isn't a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same for
100%.
you, like you got to support
Yeah.
the other half and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
super important.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep.
100%. Like let's just pretend hypothetically, like actually not even hypothetically, your partner is not necessarily in music. She's in architecture,
Yeah, interior design,
interior
architecture.
design.
Yeah.
You got to be able to support
Her.
support her. Like you don't need to be at her job and be like, yeah, build it like that. But it's got
Right.
you got to have an interest in what your partner's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think honestly, that's where you can. That's where you show love.
Yeah.
Like to take an interest in what your partner.
Like even if you don't like it, at least show them that like you care.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrate their
And let's be
wins,
real
all
here.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of couples, if you really do love your partner, it just kind of happens. Like I know for a fact there's certain things that I didn't really care for before meeting somebody, and then I just see how passionate they might be in something, and I'm like, I can't help but like take an interest in that.
Yeah, for sure. No, you feel that passion.
Mhm.
Like it's awesome. It's awesome
Yeah.
to feel that.
Wow. So deep, so profound.
Wow.
We love love.
We love
I really do love love. I know.
Oh, I know you love love.
I know people give me shit for being a simp, but I will love till the day I die. And like I feel like
Then you're in the right community, because we love love.
Yeah,
dude.
It is
Yeah.
the
Plur,
L in
dude.
plur.
Yeah.
And like
I
I feel like
love it.
I feel like everything, if you really think about it, everything is controlled by it. Whether it's through the being so full of love, or the lack of love,
Yeah.
or like the quest for love, the longing for love, whatever it is, like
Love.
no, quite literally.
Take a shot of how many times
This
Matt
man,
says love.
this man a romanticist over here.
Okay, pause. To be fair, that's also how I was trained in the acting world. Like, if you want to have a passionate scene, no matter what it's about, think about where the love is. Is
Yeah.
it like, are you angry at this person because of the lack of love, or the desire for it, or
Yeah.
like anything can stem from love in some way.
Yeah.
Take a shot of how many times you said love in this episode.
You'll be plastered.
Yeah.
Plastered.
Don't do that.
Hey,
Don't actually do that.
Don't do that.
She said take a shot. She didn't say take a shot of what. So as
Water.
your rave dad, I am saying take a shot of water.
Vitamin shot, or the juice presses.
There you go.
Nice.
Dude,
Take a
those
juice press shot.
Ginger turmeric shots. Those are really good.
Not,
you
don't
go.
do too many of those though.
Yeah.
Well,
You do
fuck
have to
you up.
limit yourself.
Huh.
Yeah, but you could change it up. You could be like, oh, this one's like a turmeric shot, and then the next one's like a vitamin C shot, and then
True.
This one's an immunity shot.
And this one's a tequila.
and then you can start to like balance. It's like,
Dude, what if you had one of those as a chaser?
oh yeah, I've done it.
A
Interesting.
ginger
You know what?
shot?
You know what someone
Yeah.
did for
I've
me
done it
as a
as a
As a chaser.
like someone had like tequila and those Mio water things.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the
Those
little
are
thing.
good.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that's wild.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Damn.
Get a tequila soda. Put a little bit of that in there.
Yeah. That's my go-to right there.
Oh, he's
Same.
a tequila guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I want a
This is a
mezcal.
tequila couch over here.
Hey,
Is
hold
it?
pause.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
a
go.
tequila man
Let's
myself.
go.
I'm on the wrong couch.
I
gotta-
am
Yeah.
not tequila.
Nikki's
I
the
can't do
only one here that doesn't
tequila.
like tequila.
I love tequila. I'm a mezcal guy.
Tequila makes
Nice.
me
Mezcal, mezcal.
make bad decisions.
That's
Oh,
why I
true.
love
Are
tequila.
you sure, or is that just
I'm
is that the
trauma-
belief system that you've
No,
made
I'm-
with it?
No,
Is
it's
that what you drank during
tequila.
Joey, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what do you
Yeah.
what do you
Okay, I
drink?
don't blame
What's
you.
your drink of choice?
I think I'm a vodka girly.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for being scarred by tequila from that, because
Yeah.
that was me in college actually, is my big bro night, my fraternity. I got so plastered. It's the only night ever that I actually blacked out. And I just remember waking up on my Big's couch the next morning. My contacts were still in. I hadn't brushed my teeth. There's a trash can full of puke next to me. And my eyes were so dry because I had been crying and puking at the same time.
Nice. Classic.
Yeah. And so for 2 years, I could not, for about a year and a half, I couldn't drink tequila until I turned 21 and I started having margaritas again. And then I was like, oh, I actually like this actually.
Yeah. That's me
Yeah.
with I mean, I can drink vodka now, but vodka is the only one that made me black out.
Same.
And I hated it. I was
Well,
like,
actually,
no
not
way,
really the
never
only.
again.
Yeah. And vodka tastes so bad, man.
Vodka's, I've
bad.
I've personally never blacked out, but vodka's the only one where I'm like puking my guts out and
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah. But like like a nice little Moscow Mule or something is pretty nice. You know?
Yes.
A Moscow Mule is nice, or even sometimes like a
Vodka
Cosmo
Red
or
Bull.
something.
Yeah,
Dude,
True.
you know what'd be cool? I know we talk about it all the time, but like, having drinks on the show would be really fun, especially since I am a bartender or was a bartender. I want to make my
What's up, bro? Why
bitches.
have you not brought your bar kit?
because it's expensive to get all these things. But I would want to bring my specialty drink, which is it's this blue drink called
I know which one you're
The
talking
Pacific
about.
Rim.
You've made it before.
and it's so good, right?
You made it, yeah,
It has
it was
lychee
good.
liqueur.
It was good. It was
has
good.
like sake.
Should we just
in
set
it.
up like a
Ooh.
bar over there so Nan could just make us drinks during?
You know what I've
Yes.
been really into lately is are just like whiskey highballs, or like the
Nice.
Japanese whiskey
Oh,
highballs.
yeah, so good.
On his
good.
birthday, he was on a mission to find that. We walked all around.
You left,
Koreatown.
but we did find one, and
Yeah.
it was really good.
Nice. Hell yeah.
They
It
have
was really good.
well, I mean, I passed by it a bunch, but it's in Little Tokyo. They have like a little whiskey bar, Japanese whiskey bar there.
I love that.
Pretty sick vibe.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, we have fan questions, by the way. So let's dive into those. I'm going to start off if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
Paul Cave 93 asks,
Shout out, Paul.
are good times really ahead with a little the puppy dog eyes face?
That's
Definitely.
a great question.
Shout out to Paul.
And to answer your question, yes,
Absolutely.
they indeed are ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They can guarantee it.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We are contractually obligated to tell you that the good times are ahead.
The good times are indeed ahead.
Rojo Mouse, because it has
Nice.
like a 5, like dead
Dead
mouse.
Like Dead Mouth, yeah.
What's left on the bucket list?
What's left on the bucket list?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I guess it probably wasn't specific, but I'm just gonna interpret that as like maybe playing shows or something. I don't think we've done. Oh, Bonnaroo. I've always wanted to play Bonnaroo.
He's been
Okay.
talking
And
about
Okeechobee,
that.
actually.
I've been talking about Bonnaroo a lot.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's gonna happen this year for me. I would love to make it happen this year,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely in that place in life where I'm just like, all right, I can't be doing like 3-4 day camping festivals
Yeah.
so frequently,
Yeah.
and also like, I don't know. There's a sense of like I want to work my way to it. Like
True.
like with what we do and whatnot, I want to work my way to it to be able to have the best possible experience. Not try to like cut corners and like get like as much little money as possible and get like a tiny little hotel. No, I want to like have a good experience camping, food, take care,
Yeah. No, it also leaves you a lot to like look forward to and stuff too, like more things to do.
Yeah.
To add to that, also 3 points. I've always wanted to play 3 points.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, I saw. I heard. Yeah, because we whatchamacallit. I last year I remember seeing that and I was like, oh, like this is like seems like a cool festival. And then I saw the lineup. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, the lineups lately have been getting better and better for
they had
every
like
festival.
Skrill. They had Skrill and then they had, was Iggy on there? Iggy Azalea?
I think so.
Yeah.
Have you
and
guys
it was
done-
like,
Yeah,
what
like
the fuck?
Rosalia was on there. There's like a bunch of like so many cool people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So cool.
Have you guys done Tomorrowland?
Yes, many times.
Oh,
As an
wow.
attendee or as a artist?
We've played the one in Belgium, I think like 5 times.
That's
Dude.
my bucket list,
Yeah, that's
bro.
top. That's top of my bucket.
But I
That's
feel
amazing.
like I wouldn't want to go to Tomorrowland till I'm like older because I just feel like I'd be more secure.
when we can do the experience
Yeah.
right.
You know what's
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? You guys are saying bucket list, but for me, Tomorrowland is definitely one of those festivals where I don't want to do just once.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it feels like
Oh
something.
yeah. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Bucket list to me, I interpret as something I'd want to do at least once in my life and then probably never again. So that being said, bucket list festival that I'd want to do. Oh fuck, I just lost it. It was in my brain.
Well, that's also the way that you interpret the bucket list. But like
Yeah.
for me, bucket list is just like I just want to go experience
Burning
it, and
Man.
then I'll probably like it.
Yeah.
Burning Man. Burning
Oh.
Man is something I'd probably only want to
I'll
do
pass
once
on
in my
that
I'll
life.
pass.
I think I'm gonna pass too.
Am I the only one that wants to go to
I
Burning
think
Man?
so.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I
think
can't.
so.
But I like commend all of those who go to Burning Man and all the time and survive that shit.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm
Imagine Burning Man as a first date.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure we get married by the end of the week.
That's how you'll determine who's gonna be with you.
I think if someone asked me to Burning Man for a first date, that would be a red flag, honestly.
Wait, what if it wasn't the first date, but it was like way down the line, like 5 years into the relationship?
Oh, that's fine.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
but
past
then,
the
like-
3-month rule already, so you're fine. You know?
Well, I'm thinking of it this way, like if my partner, like we've been together for a while and all of a sudden they're like, I really want to go to Burning Man, I'd be like, all right, I could probably justify going, but I don't have an interest in going,
Yeah, true.
Like, yeah, so I guess it will depend. It's situational,
Yeah.
But
Now we know this guy cares more about romantic relationships than his friendships. Because I've asked him to go to Burning Man. He's like, nah, pass. But if it's a romantic one, maybe it's a yes. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
I mean,
I
I'm
got
gonna be
a
able to
question.
satisfy my needs out there like that.
The orgy tent will. Anyway, to continue this on, I just want to throw in there that Goshfather says, this is going to be legendary. Thank you guys so much.
Great
and then-
impression.
Is that how it
He
sounds?
sounds just like that. Yeah.
No way.
And then the other question is, actually, Rojo Mao 5 asked a lot of questions.
Ooh, let's go,
but-
Rojo.
Oh, is it Rojo? I said Rojo.
Yeah,
That's embarrassing.
It's red in Spanish.
Red
That
mouse.
is-
Rojo.
Favorite venue?
I'm embarrassed.
Favorite venue? Ooh, well, we got to cross one off the bucket list, but we did Red Rocks with Dead Mouse.
Nice.
At the Day of the Dead Mouse.
Wow,
too?
are we just like
Sick.
talking about
Wow.
Dead Mouse?
That was
Dude, I just saw a clip too of just him playing Raise Your Weapon.
Sick.
And it's like, yeah, it was just like one of those posts where it's like, bring me back to when music sounded like this or whatever.
Yeah.
And man, dude, what an era.
That was legendary.
It was
what
epic.
an era.
Man, I like was always such a fan of Dead Mouse, and like before we had our
Same,
career and stuff,
same.
like I mean, I made a Dead Mouse helmet and like went to his shows and stuff. And, like,
Wow.
Dude, that's some
Yeah.
like string theory type shit. Like you made a Dead Mouse and then you ended up down the line years later working with Dead Mouse.
yeah.
I don't know if
Crossing
that's
another
some
venue
string
off the
theory
list.
shit.
Foreshadow.
I think that's
It's manifestation.
Manifestation.
Jinx,
Heavy.
you owe me a drink. You owe me one of your
Ginger shot.
Pacific Rim drinks.
Bet. Honestly, no. Say it right now. I'll bring the ingredients for the next
I'm
episode.
saying it right now.
Do it. Do it.
Bet. Okay.
Duh.
I have everything. The only thing I don't 333 make a wish. The only thing I don't have is limes. Fresh limes.
Damn.
You need fresh limes.
Okay.
If I say my wish out loud, it doesn't count, right?
Doesn't count.
333.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to keep it to yourself.
Keep it up here.
Oh, you want to go?
Keep it up
Mickey, or
here.
me?
Bring it down here.
Oh,
it's
know
nice.
yourself, Joe asks, why did you have to change your name?
Why did we have to change our name? Well, so we had come out with an album called Good Times Ahead back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of is always what GTA meant
Yeah.
And I mean, we kind of just wanted to separate ourselves a bit from obviously the video game and everything. And like, it's just so popular.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah. And like, I think, Good Times Ahead is just such a good message. And like, it's really what we're about.
100%.
And that's always what it's been about. And
yeah.
like all, especially with rave culture and everything like that. So like,
Yeah.
that's really what it's all about. Good Times Ahead.
And then GTA, the video game, does give a different message.
Way different vibe.
Yeah.
Way different.
And if like the first thing people think about when they hear GTA, the game, like, someone says GTA, they think of the game, they're going to associate that with.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to associate 5-star running from the cops.
Yeah.
To be honest,
check out this
I'm
song
waiting,
from GTA.
I'm waiting for the sixth one.
Yeah, same. It looks sick as fuck.
Great game.
It looks so cool.
It's a
You're a
great
GTA
game.
player?
I used to, but now that I saw how much it's grown, I want to play again.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
It is, but just imagining her just, blowing a person's head off.
Stealing a car. Yeah.
It's funny to think about.
It's one of those games where you can just like get everything out,
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's a
All your
video
intrusive
game
thoughts.
version.
Yeah.
It's a video game version of The Purge.
Well, it's just like
Whoa.
this is where I can express my intrusive thoughts in real time to see what would happen if I did this.
Yeah, if I did this.
What would happen?
Running from the police. Running from the police.
Hugh Gucci, I think that's how you say it. Hugh Gucci asks, which were your favorite events and cities that you've performed at?
Julia?
Well, definitely one recent one was Red Rocks for sure.
Right.
Iconic.
Yeah, I mean, we love playing in LA as well. We usually do Exchanger Academy, but yeah, I mean, Shrine's cool.
Yeah.
Controversial question. Which one do you like better?
I was about to say,
Exchange or
ask the same
Academy?
Yeah.
question.
Academy or Exchange?
Uh-huh.
I like Exchange because it's closer to me.
Me too.
And I can walk home, so it's nice.
I like it for those reasons also because I live pretty close to Exchange, but also I just like how grand it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the layout's sick.
The
Yeah.
theater kind of vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Academy. I like
Academy.
Academy.
because
Yeah.
It's a bit
because
more intimate, I guess.
it's more intimate.
Yeah.
The screens are awesome.
True.
And ventilation.
True. Oh, true.
Yeah, very true.
Exchange does not have that ventilation.
True.
Yeah.
In comparison to Academy, absolutely not.
I think I also like I like how everything's on the same level. Like
Yes.
if you have a table, you're still there. If,
Right.
Yeah. So
I do also want to point out to the average goer, like not backstage, not at a table, Academy is better.
Yeah.
Exchange, being in that crowd sucks.
it's hot.
It is
gets
hot.
Yeah,
Feel that, feel
as
that.
someone who has been, directly in that crowd or even up front, it does kind of suck a little bit. But sometimes you get like into a nice little pocket, and
Yeah.
it's not too bad. Versus, I feel like at Academy, like when you are up close, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
no.
don't
Being
like
at
it.
Academy, it's not about being up close though.
Well, the only way I can justify going to Academy, honestly, is like if we have a table or something. You know. Otherwise, I just can't do the crowd.
I feel like I obviously, as an artist playing and everything, it's great. You want a really packed crowd and everything like that. And like, as a business, people want to sell tickets and make money and stuff. But like, I feel like there should be a bit more of a limit on how many people.
That's actually true.
Because like
I agree.
it
does
kills
get-
the experience a lot. If like
Yeah.
it's too packed, you're just like this the entire time.
Yeah.
Or you're trying
Yeah.
to dance or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, you
And
just
then-
want to have a good time.
yeah.
You want to be known.
What a layup right there.
You don't want to be known for having like a sardine crowd.
Yeah.
Because then people are like, instead of talking about your music, they're like, oh yeah, their crowd sucks.
You just
I don't
remember
really wanna
how
go.
how terrible that
that's
was.
true.
Yeah, like you can't even go get a drink or anything. Or like you just like, oh, I don't want to move from this spot because I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or worse. You're so crushed. You're like, all right, I'm gonna get a drink because I just can't stand right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's like a mission to get back, and it's like you remember those things. Sometimes it's not even fair to the artist because like that's the experience you remember.
Exactly.
And it's like fuck, I just remember going to see so and so, and God, I hated the crowd. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now you associate like that artist with the
Yeah.
experience that you had. So I
Yeah,
can
that,
see how
that crowd you guys had exchanged 2.6 years ago on a random Thursday. How dare you?
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Completely my fault.
Dude, people do. I'm telling you, man, they associate those things together.
Oh, for sure.
And it
For sure
sucks.
they
It's
do.
not fair. It's not fair to the
They
artist.
do.
Yeah.
Jay has a question. Well, here's a fan question.
Ooh.
How did you make Prison Riot?
How do we make Prison Riot? So
We were on a bus tour at the time
yeah, with Floss.
with Floss. And so
Legend.
we just, we were like just showing each other music and, trying to work on some stuff. Originally, we like had this one idea that we worked on in Atlanta. Ended up finishing it like a year or so later. On the bus, and it was cool because I mean, when we were on tour with them, we got to like obviously see their set, see how like everybody's been going crazy for their new stuff.
Yeah.
So it was cool to be able to like gauge that with their crowd and just be able to like tweak that on the go.
Yeah, and then like as we were on the bus tour, and like we had already had this collab idea, like he was saying, like seeing how the energy was and everything, and the thing we just like, on this bus playing shows, get back to the bus, I was still feeding off of that energy. We're like, man, we just want to make this like just so epic and all this stuff, and like
it became like one of the EDM anthems. Like I heard "Prison Right" everywhere.
And there was like, I think the one that released was like the third version of it because we had tried a couple different ideas, and it's just like once we got like that, which is the one that's out, like that one is like, this is the fucking one, and we play it every show. Everything would just be crazy. Yeah.
Classic Lil Jon.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
Shout out Floss.
Wow, that was scary good.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that good. I think I can look up. I think I can work on it a little more.
That's your homework.
Okay. That man is talented.
Super.
Beyond just his ad libs, that man can actually produce, right?
Oh
From what I'm
yeah.
hearing.
He like, in my opinion, he made. Like he was like the foundation for like EDM trap stuff because all of his early like crunk stuff and like all of that whole thing is pretty much what EDM trap came out to be. It's like all the synths and everything, the hard 808s and all that.
Yeah.
He's like a staple in Southern rap in general. That transferred into like EDM trap and just how he's always been like, he's a trendsetter
just
for sure.
Multiversed,
Yeah.
Wow.
Legend.
Shout out Lil Jon.
Shout out Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Death to John Lewis.
Lil Jon,
Death
Lil Jon, if you want to come on the podcast, let us know.
That's a wild one. Could you imagine?
That'd be sick.
Dude, I saw Lil Jon.
He's super cool.
You for sure need a bar cart for sure.
Yeah. Well, then that'll be the episode. We have.
Yes.
I remember seeing him at
Episode starts
Papa's
off
and
with me
Beer
just shaking a drink.
in Tijuana. When I went with my in college, we did like a spring break trip to Tijuana, and we went to Papa's and Beers, and he was playing one night, and it was so much fun.
That's
So
sick.
much fun.
He's a
Dude,
sick
drinks were
DJ.
like $3.
Wow.
TJ's
Amazing.
crazy.
Yeah.
I miss college. Drinks were like $5.
Dude. Yeah.
What a time. What a time.
Jaeger bombs for $5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you guys ever do penny beers here? Or is that
Penny
like a
beers?
Florida?
You ever?
I've
No?
never heard of a penny beer.
We used to, back, we had like this one street in Miami called Green Street in a town called Coconut Grove. And they used to do every Wednesday penny beers, and like me and my friends would go there.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It was, like,
I mean,
for
mind
God.
you, like the beers were like this,
Yeah.
but it's like literally
I love
penny.
that.
Yeah.
So you just like bring a bag of pennies or coins or whatever.
Yeah.
And then what we used to do is like somebody go get a table, and then everybody just stand in line, bring you a whole tray, and try to fill the entire table with cups of like little things of beer. And then after we all like finally like fill the table, we just start fucking pounding them.
What are those things called when you go to like breweries and they do
Tasting.
Yeah, taste
Flights.
yeah. Flights. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that.
I think the closest thing we had to that was like Thirsty Thursdays in Davis. It'd be $5 margarita pitchers. Like it'd be a whole
sick.
pitcher for $5.
We had
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that too.
That's about as close
UC
as
San
we'd get.
Diego.
Oh wait,
The good old days.
Good old
okay.
days.
There was this Vino's Winery. It was dope. Basically, it's one of those places where you have a card, like you actually have a card, and you put it in a machine, and it
Gives you like the
exact one amount of wine, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't relate. I didn't have a regular college experience.
Yeah, you guys are on the older side, right? So, or sorry, I don't mean to say that in a way, but
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, no. I mean,
So you're like 22, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Did you guys
I feel
have
that way.
Did you guys have like a college experience at all, or just curious?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I mean,
nice.
I went to FIU in Miami.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But I that's how like when our career started kind of taking off,
Right.
and
Got
I
it.
just like dropped out, and
I went to like community
Bye-bye.
college, so it wasn't really like a
Yeah,
college.
see,
college
me
experience.
too. I went to community college first, and then I went to university.
It's a little different because I hear like stories about like going to like fraternity parties
Yeah,
or whatever,
I-
and like I'm
Yeah.
just damn. I wish I kind of had that
Yeah,
experience.
part of me
Yeah.
wishes.
I did community college also, and then I transferred in. But I feel like because of that, my fraternity experience wasn't as like connected.
Yeah.
Like I'm close with like just my big, but I'm not like
Wasn't as
my
deep.
Yeah, it wasn't as deep because I didn't
Yeah.
spend 4 years with all these guys. It was
Yeah.
just like 2 years max.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh my god, these are the the best.
That was definitely a thing. That was definitely a thing. But it also, because as someone who did go through 4 years of being in a fraternity and stuff, there were guys who transferred into our fraternity who it was like a 50-50 chance that they either became like someone that was very they participated in all this stuff, or like after a year they like dropped out, or they stopped going to events.
I was definitely one of the ones that participated in everything, but I mean, they didn't haze per se, but like any of the bonding experiences where they would like, be, that never happened to me because I was considered like, oh, you're already an adult. Like you're a transfer in and we already consider you like, because the thing is the way I held myself was in that manner. I didn't really give them a reason. So the whole rave dad shtick that I do, I've always had that, level of aura. So people have always kind of like looked up to me in that way, even when I transferred in and was in that fraternity. And it's just what happened.
My fraternity didn't give a shit, bro. My pledge class president was 26 and had gotten kicked out of the military or something. And so he was like the oldest by far. Yeah. Like he was like almost our dad, but he was like the chillest dude. Like, you catch him smoking a joint like all the time or whatever. Shout out Rob, by the way. And we still all I'm not going to say hazed, but we had our pledge process all the same. No one was treated differently.
No, that's what I'm trying to
sense,
say. That's what I'm trying to say. Normally, it was like that for everyone, but for whatever reason, with me, they didn't. Yeah. So that's why I feel like I got a little left out in that sense. Yeah. Because we had we've had transfer classes. He was not my pledge bro, but the class underneath me, he was 30, but he acted like he was 20. So that's the thing. I wasn't acting
young at heart.
That's the thing, man.
I think that's the thing. Like, because our motto was to better the man. Yeah. So that being said, not to say I'm not trying to like stroke my own ego here, but that guy, for example, he presented that he needed more help to better himself than per se I did. But that being said, I'd missed out in that process. You know what I mean?
So do you want to get hazed?
No, I didn't want to get hazed per se, but I wanted to bond, and it just seemed like I got left out of like going to those things.
Yeah. Because I gotta say it as much as it is. I know I'm not condoning hazing at all, and but I do think that like there are certain aspects of it that make it easier for you to bond with the people that you're going through the same process with. It's like trauma bonding in a way, but the trauma is not, it's like intentional trauma, but not to the degree of like really bad. I mean, some fraternities obviously get in a lot of trouble for doing really bad stuff, right? So thankfully my fraternity, we never did anything like that, but a lot of our stuff was very mental, and we did do stuff that we didn't want to do, that we were kind of forced to do, but it was never to the degree of like like really bad, like sending someone out to like go into the ocean and do like laps or something, or like you have to like, I've heard about like walking. I mean, a fraternity got in trouble because a pledge died that way. And like I've heard stories about fraternities making like their pledge class like get naked and do like a walk in a circle like on campus or some shit.
Okay, see that's
that shit's too far. But like our stuff was always kept very private. It was very like, it was our thing, and it was tradition, but it was also a very effective way. You could tell they had perfected this over the years. It was a good way of bringing our pledge class together and bringing us closer. So I'm very grateful for all the experiences that I went through while I was there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, switching gears.
Music?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you have another one you can show us?
Wow, look at that. I do.
It's like you had it prepared.
No way.
No way.
What are the chances?
So what's some context on this one?
So I mean, I have a couple options. Maybe I'll
flip a coin.
Yeah, I'll ask you guys. So I have a bunch more songs with Dillon Francis that we could show you guys. Okay. And we have some other stuff outside of him.
So up to you. Honestly, it's up to you guys.
Let's do one outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
A little taste of something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a track that's, well, by the time this comes out, it should be out, I think same week. It's going to be, we're revamping our label, Good Times, Bad Times Records. Oh. And we had this kind of bootleg that we made of Rhythm of the Night.
Okay.
So we kind of got the vocal covered by a friend, and we just wanted to, we just wanted to put it out because it's been like crushing in our sets. Like so many different artists and stuff have been playing it. already.
Oh, so it's an idea right now.
Yeah.
Ah.
How does it feel whenever you're like at a show and someone else plays your song? Like, oh my. it must feel like so cool when other like you're at a set or something and you just yeah that's my song, you're playing my song.
I love that. Yeah.
Never gets old.
That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Fairlane went to Escape with us, and we were in the crowd during Slander's set, and Slander played one of his remixes, and Tyler was just like, "That's my song, that's my song."
Dude, you should have seen Caleb. Hive Mind played Caleb's song at Bullseye.
Oh yeah,
he was geeking out. His face was like.
That's awesome.
Dude, I was so happy for him.
Yeah.
You could see that it was the utmost amount of like joy he could ever feel. And then all his friends were like, now you got to go talk to them. He's like,
What a cool thing.
Hell yeah. No, it's a feeling that, I mean, that's part of the reason why I love doing what we do.
Never gets old.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, somebody just playing something that like they chose to do it because they liked it so much and everything. Like, I don't know. That's what it's pretty much all about, you know?
Yeah, love that.
But yeah, this is Rhythm of the Night. It is a house song. My battery is at 4%, so I hope that's enough.
We'll make it.
We'll make it.
Cool. So let's check it out.
Nice, Jay. I think I have heard this actually.
Yeah.
I have heard this. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Cryo, pyro.
I love that it was house, and then you had like your moombahton moment, and then now it's back into house.
Yeah.
I love that.
But that's all I'm saying, like all the Latin rhythms and like the drums and shit. Like,
I just like the variety. You know, it's cool. Yeah, especially for this one, he's not the biggest house fan. He likes a lot of variety, and I love that you guys changed it up. You know?
Yeah.
We're all
just
going like this.
Sick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sick.
Let's go.
So yeah, that'll
To a
be
legendary
out.
song too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Reeboks or Nikes?
Yes.
Some Reeboks or some Nikes?
You guys
That's
gotta
gonna be
check
a
out.
mover.
Yeah, there's like this old meme of like in Mexico, this dude called into a radio station because they were asking like, "Oh, I need to take any requests," and he was like, "Oh, do you guys have that song that's like about the Reeboks or the Nikes?" And the radio host is like what? What are you talking about? And then like the DJ comes on. And he's like, yeah, you know, the Reeboks or the Nikes. And he's like, oh, the Rhythm of the Night. And he like starts playing. It's just so funny.
That's
Someone's got to make a parody song now that is the Reeboks of the Nikes.
Yeah.
Get the like the actual singer who sang the like original track. Get her to sing like a parody version.
Yo, you could do the AI. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the Reeboks of the Nikes. I love that. Cool. Well, we're wow. Thank you for that, and we're basically at the end of our episode now.
Wow.
It's been such a pleasure having you guys on. You guys are so cool.
Hell yeah,
Thank you guys so
man.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This was
appreciate you guys for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
I'm gonna make the joke one last time, but
Oh
this
my
was
God.
definitely a good time.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Much more ahead.
Much more ahead.
Much more ahead.
Than earlier.
There we go.
It's
Is there
confirmed.
anything you would like to plug?
Yeah. What's
Like,
coming up for you guys?
You got tours. You got shows.
Yeah.
We got some music coming out soon for sure. The Dillon EP's coming out.
Hell yeah.
Well, it'll already be out when this comes out.
It'll
The Rhythm of
already
the
be
Night, obviously, you just heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have another track going to be coming out too. It's called Work with the homie Kadeko out of the
Oh.
UK.
Ah.
I love Kadeko.
Yeah, he's makes a lot of dope shit.
He's coming. Yeah, he's been like really coming up like in the last couple of years. I feel
Yeah,
like.
He's killing
he's
it.
got a lot of like bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff coming out. One with Wookie, the homie.
Nice.
4B. We got a bunch of other
We love
original
Bobby.
stuff.
Love Bobby.
Yeah. Yeah, we just have so much music that we got coming out, especially for this year, that we're just so stoked to show everyone. You know, just hit us up on the socials, Good Times Ahead, and keep your eyes peeled.
Any like immediate shows that you guys are playing?
The next one coming up is up in Calgary in Canada.
Okay, gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, we're planning some tours, hopefully some shows, I think, with Dillon, especially with this EP coming out. Just trying to bring moombahton across the country.
Right. Yeah.
And
Any festivals?
at the moment, no.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but planning on all that.
Yeah. It's work mode right now, I feel like. And then,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what we've been hearing a
And you
lot.
start, like,
like
Yeah.
2024.
We might just pull up though. Who knows? We might just like walk around, hang out.
Hey, yo.
Hit us up.
Hell
Hit us
yeah.
up. We'll hang out.
Hell yeah.
Well, awesome. If you guys did not know already, we do have a Patreon, which we're actually going to shoot a little segment for after this. So definitely go check that out. But if you're new here, the Patreon is the best way to support us. We do want to thank all of our patrons for supporting.
Have Mickey say all these things. I just thought about it. Isn't she leading the episode? Have her say it.
It's cool. I got it. She'll do the YouTube outro thing. Yeah. You know how to do that one.
We help each other grow. Remember? If she gets nervous, we gotta make her do it.
But just so you guys know, for the Patreon, we do bonus episodes. We will hopefully by now have opened up our Discord publicly.
Yes.
But even if you are a patron, we will have like a separate thread in the Discord that we communicate with you guys, because we do want to start implementing more call-ins, more stuff like that. We have exclusive playlists on the Patreon as well. We should probably make another one soon. But
exclusive bonus segments that we'll be having on the Patreon that we'll record usually during these episodes, but we got to keep our episodes condensed. So.
Yeah, and also a great thing too is over on the Patreon, we can listen to copyrighted music and not have to worry about that. So that's like a really nice feature as well. I know a segment we like to do is like, what's the song that we can't stop listening to right now? So if you guys want to go check that out,
only problem
after
is
this,
my song never changes.
Yeah, that's true.
ADHD.
It's always like, I don't know what song I'm listening to right now.
And then
like,
I go
what
check
have you
it.
been listening to?
It's the same song, so I got 6 more years until the till
the next one.
Till the next one.
What song is it?
It's a science song. The one science song that I've played before.
We'll listen to it in a bit. So if you guys want to check that out.
And then the intro to Shangri-La, the anime.
You played it last week.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure to subscribe to the Patreon and so I could check it out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Matt, the ultimate supporter. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys.
Makes 2 of us here.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Oh, damn it.
Come on, Mickey.
You got this.
Make sure.
Yes, you can. You do it all the time.
Out of jokes, and then Nan helps me with it. Make sure to subscribe. I can't fucking do it, Nan. Please help.
Make sure you smash that notification bell, like, subscribe, share the video, love the podcast, join the Patreon. We love you guys, and we appreciate you guys, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks.
Comment
that's
who you
a
want to see.
mouthful. How do I do that?
Comment
I made
who
it
you guys
up. I
want
have
to
no
see
idea.
next. And also let us know. I don't know, actually. Let us know if you like the episode. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Later.
Toodles.